Good evening. Welcome to Casual AF, the gaming stream so casual. I almost never play video games, and here we are. I've got one running. It's City Skylines, as you could tell by my magnificent thumbnail. Uh, I'm probably not even going to play it. It's just going to sit on pause while I change the angles and look at and marvel at my creation. I'm here with Craig Bragg. Craig, how the heck are you?
I'm good. My allergies are acting up, but otherwise I'm all right. You know. How are you?
You know, living the dream. You know me.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
That's all I ever do. Is live the bloody dream. And yeah, what's we missed last week. I
Yeah,
didn't make it back in time. You've been
that's
so
okay.
gracious as to allow me to host, even though last week was my turn.
Well, you know what? I like the idea is like we alternate, right? If I hosted last time, you're going to host the next time. So even if we miss a week, so be it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Uh, Thing is, when I host, I've lost my joie de politique. I don't even care. So what do we do besides talk games and
Fitness and
old man Jim? Yeah.
that's fine. We can sit here. We can jibber jab about this and that, and let the audience chime in and call us rude names and stuff.
They do sometimes.
Yeah.
N-word F slurs. I don't
Yeah,
even know what
wait for
that
those to come
means.
in. We gotta wait for Pox to drop those. I don't know how many are watching. You would know that.
uh, just me, apparently.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, I don't even have it open yet. Let me see here.
Yeah, no, I was talking about that with Six and Jack Gunsky actually just like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, are you?
No, but like, people will watch anything
Oh,
except our
Ajax
streams
is
for some
in.
reason.
Ajax is in the house. Greater Ajax.
Hey, Jax, what's up?
Welcome.
Yes, thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking it out. Even though I've lost my joie.
Yeah, you know what? I recorded a video today, but I didn't upload it because I wasn't 100% happy with it. But anyway, I was talking about how I've kind of lost my joie de politique as well. And I don't know if it's because you're rubbing off on me or it's because I've seen this show before. You know what I mean? Like
I've seen
you
this
got
show for 10 years and now we're getting 5 more
exactly.
seasons.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck, I'm kind of tired of this, you know, drama, this fucking procedural drama, this politics drama. It's
Oh
just,
my god.
it could also be that I've become completely disillusioned by Canadian politics. That I can't help but think it's all just kafabe. You know what I mean? It's just fucking theater. It's just
Uh, I the Canadian Liberal Party of the 2000s has become the supernatural of politics. 15 bloody seasons?
oh
Really? You should have ended it at 7.
excuse me, sorry. Yeah, I know. And
Why
now
are people still tuning into this?
I'm seeing there's lots of stuff online talking about how the Liberals actually cheated, like ballot boxes being fucking stolen and shit like that. Like, it's not like,
But nobody cares.
yeah, I couldn't care less. I'm like,
Even
whatever.
no, but
It's all
even the
keep copy
conservatives
anyway.
don't.
You know what? The fact of the matter is, Donald Trump's back in office. He's the living monomyth. They're gonna try and kill him. Fucking James Comey decided he's gonna put the message out there at 86-47. People are all up in arms about it. And the media's still doing their bullshit, trying to shame anybody who supports him and trying to, you know, clutch their pearls at how awful he is. And the reality is that everybody's like, fuck, thank God Trump's back in office. Like, even people who didn't support him before are actually happy he's in office.
Yeah, they're kind of okay
The
with it.
fact is, he's a strong leader. Whether you like his demeanor or not, he's a strong leader and he's getting shit done. You know? So,
Yeah. I
so
mean,
when I say I think it's all K-Fabi, I think what I mean is like the the people who are, shouting at the clouds, it's an act. They don't even mean it. You know what I mean? They're just doing it because it's like what they're expected to do.
Mm.
I have both political fatigue and N-word fatigue. Yeah. Did you? Yeah, that's the new thing now, eh? Black fatigue. People getting tired of blacks. Getting all out of shape, bent out of shape over every little fucking thing. They're becoming the Jews. They're becoming the Jews of everything's another fucking Shoah. You know? Oh my God, it's another Mississippi burning. Someone said the N-word, but it's a Mississippi burning all over again.
No, but I mean, like, there's just like a widespread and very open hatred of white people, and it's just okay now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I mean, white people have been sitting tight, being pretty patient in general for quite some time now. And like, all I'm saying is, last time white people as a group got angry, 60 million people died. So, take a
Yeah,
breath, guys.
yeah.
Just, you know.
It is kind of like you do have to think that the decent people in the world. I'm not saying the white people are the decent people. I just mean the reasonable people in the world have put up with a lot of shit, and it's like now when people say black fatigue or black person fatigue or whatever, I think what they mean is uh victimhood uh narrative fatigue, this idea of oppression fatigue. People are just tired of it. They're like, fuck off. Things are tough all over. Wear a fucking helmet. If your life is so goddamn hard, get a fucking helmet. I'm tired of being blamed for your shit.
Yeah.
It was one thing for the successful people to call people who complain all the time losers. Now everybody's going, yeah. It sucks all over. We're all fucked. You're no more fucked than I am, and I'm no more fucked than you are. So just fucking deal with your shit. I don't want to have to deal with your shit. People are getting rightly pissed off with having to, hear about everybody's else's fucking problems. Especially when you live in the developed world, the first world, the whole first world problems thing. You have fucking education. You've got anything you want at your goddamn fingertips, and you're complaining. Fuck off. Like,
Yeah, like I almost want to call it nonsense fatigue.
yeah, okay, that's a good word for it too.
Tired of the nonsense. Like there's some chick on television talking shit about the South Africans that were accepted as
Oh yeah,
refugees.
yeah.
And she's
You can
saying,
go.
"Oh, so
They
what?
don't
They've
have to
been there
live there.
400 years. They can go back to Europe." Like, and she
Well, no,
doesn't
they can't.
understand.
Europe's been invaded by Somalis too, and fucking and Eritreans.
But I mean, like, doesn't she hate people who suggest that to black people in the US? So
Or
what? It's been 400 years. Go back
Hispanic
to your
people.
ancestral homeland,
Yeah.
right? Like, but she'll happily say it to white people. It's like it's just nonsense, and we're tired of it.
The cognitive dissonance is not, like it's the default. They don't realize how fucking stupid they are. It's like when have you seen those videos where they're doing like man on the street type of interviews at protests about protecting trans youth and all that sort of shit, and you got the aging white woman going, well, no, these kids, we need to support them if they need to be their true selves. So if they want to make the decision to take cross sex hormones or puberty blockers or whatever you want to call them, we need to support them. Well, what if a 13-year-old wanted to get a tattoo? Well, I don't know about that. That's a very permanent decision. And what? First off, tattoos aren't permanent. You can get them laser removed, but you can't get your dick sewn back on. Like, no, it's crazy. It's insane. The kind of like I said, cognitive dissonance that these people are going through. And I've come to realize that, I'm not trying to sound elitist or whatever, but fuck, man, most people are just stupid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Now I haven't reached the point of nihilism where I just think, oh, like I was talking today with some friends, and one of them is very, anti-human, a total misanthrope. She's like, oh, the world would be better off if there weren't any humans in it. I'm like, do you realize how absurd that is? In what context does the world exist if there's no humans in it?
Yeah, they're like no one would care.
We are what defines what the world is. So, and not only that, you're not serious about this. You're saying an absurd thing in earnest that you're not actually serious about. You say it because you have the luxury of being what do you call it, self-flagellating or flagellating, I guess, of one of these people who it's like, oh, look how moral I am, I realize how terrible humans are. What are you fucking talking about? In what context? Compared to what? The fucking butterfly? Yeah, okay, we're terrible compared to the butterfly. We also have the internet. So like butterfly doesn't have the internet.
Man, fuck those internetless butterflies.
Like fucking Luddites. Butterfly Luddites. I'm having a good day besides having to put 25.66 in gas in my boat today. That was fun. And 95% of world's problems are started by liberal women.
Nano, how are you doing?
Now add the Toronto traffic. Oh my god, yeah, Toronto traffic is fucking insane. And you know what? My wife and I and our friends were going into Toronto next week to go see a fucking play.
Don't.
We're doing it. They've already bought the tickets.
Fools.
You know what play we're seeing?
Which?
Clue.
Why?
Because they're fucking normies, man. I say that with like the worst kind of like venom. I love my friends. I love my wife. I actually like that she's grounded in, what we would call normal reality and isn't black pilled like me or fucking red pilled like me. But, because she keeps me grounded. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I'd be off in 4chan land all the time if it wasn't for my wife. Virtually signaling liberal women, something the world could do without. You know what? I've said this before, and I say it jokingly, but I honestly actually believe it. I don't think women should have ever been given the ability to vote. I think that all of Western civilization's problems has come from allowing a group of people, a segment of the population whose disposition is towards caregiving, to turn public policy into, the entire Western civilization becoming nothing but a series of nanny states. And that's what's happened. We become caregiver states where we just feel the need to take care of everybody. And, whether they're from our country or not, we feel the need that the government is there as a positive force, a mothering force, a nurturing force, as opposed to what the pragmatic male mind sees it as a necessary evil that we have to have in place. But we don't want to give it any more power than we absolutely have to. No, yeah. Trump is fixing the world's problems. Trump is based AF, says Nana Reaper. Ben Fells says liberal women and Trump. No, Trump's the living monomyth. He's fixing the goddamn world. Actually, I keep deifying the guy, but I can't help but smile every time I see him on TV saying something, even if it's the most ridiculous thing. I'm like, fuck, I love that guy. I just can't help it.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool guy, Trump.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, before he got into politics, I didn't even like the guy. Like he was such a non-entity in my mind. It wasn't until he made that fucking speech, because I was paying attention to the state of the world, state of Western civilization at the time. And he was the only one who was actually addressing the shit that was going on. Apart from the YouTube personalities like Sargon of Akkad and a couple of others.
Yeah.
Like Trump was the first mainstream person to say, Western civilization is fucking crumbling down before us and we need to fix it. And only I can do it. And only the United States can actually be the ones to bring about change in the world, because everybody else is powerless, basically. So no, he turned Keir Starmer anti-immigrant. But he fucked Canada. Ben, he did not fuck Canada. Our government fucked Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This idea that, he ruined the election. He did not ruin the election. Pierre Poilievre ruined his own chances by deciding to try and be more liberal than Carney. He basically, like, you could accuse the liberals of stealing Pierre Poilievre's platform, right? But what did Pierre Poilievre do in response? He said, "No, no, no, I'm just like them too. Why would anybody vote for him when Carney comes in? He's the new fucking flavor of the month, and he's got the I'm credentialed. I'm a former banker. I know what I'm doing. I know I can handle Trump. Elbows up. He ran a good campaign for a short one, quite frankly. So I can't fault him for that. I don't like Carney. I think he's a scumbag. But the idea that Trump lost the conservatives the election is horseshit. It was the conservatives to win, and they lost it. What does he say here? Irving and Craig, Ajax, and now. Oh, that's 6. Hey, 6. I have adopted my own family, Canadian immigrants. They honk a lot, swim around the pond. Oh, geese. Good for you, man. Yeah. Canadian geese. Fucking dangerous assholes.
Yeah.
They got teeth on their tongues.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that. Those people that are like, the world would be better off with no humans. You know how you know they don't believe that?
They're still
They
here.
they haven't necked themselves.
That's it. I just laughed. I said, "Oh, so you're a nihilist? That's okay. You're harmless." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, nihilists are harmless. They have no drive to do anything or change the world. They're just fucking dark-minded. Like, oh, the world's terrible. Life has no meaning. Yeah, okay, get the fuck out of my way. I got shit to do. Because they haven't 86 themselves. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's also been some what's controversy over the actual meaning of the term 86.
I don't think it's a controversy at all.
Well, I mean, not.
It's got several meanings, but one has the original meaning.
Sure, I'm not disputing that it means to kill someone.
Yeah, it means take them 8 miles out of town and bury them 6 feet in the ground.
See, that's not how I heard it.
Oh no?
I always understood it that you say 86, but it means 80 and 6 because you're actually talking about 80 miles out, 6 leagues deep. And you're talking about dropping them in the ocean.
A nautical term. Yeah, 80 miles offshore and then 6
because if you can get out to where there's a shipping lane and you drop a body it'll catch a current that'll drag it out to the middle of the ocean 1,000 miles before it hits bottom. It's gone forever.
Yeah, fair enough. It'll get eaten before, and there'll be no remains. It'll be like a skeleton, if anything.
Yeah.
8 miles out and 6 feet under. Yeah, I guess it can mean both, right? But no, I thought you meant the controversy was like, oh, people are saying it's just like a culinary term. It means to scratch an item off the menu because we'd have no more inventory on it. Yeah, but where do you think that came from? It came from a mafioso term, which was supposed to be drive them 8 miles out of town and bury it 6 feet underground. That's what I heard it as. But 80 miles, 6 leagues. A league is what, 3 miles, isn't it?
No, it's only 6 feet, but
no, a league. Like when they talk about league as a unit of measurement, isn't that 3 miles?
No, I think it's 6 feet, 1 atmosphere.
Is that a fathom? A fathom's 3 miles. Somebody help me. Hey, a nautical guy there, guy with the boat. What is a league? And what is a fathom?
Yeah, because when what's his name talks about 20,000 leagues under the sea, right? He actually means 120,000 feet.
Oh, is that what it means? Okay,
I think so. Yeah, I think it's 6 feet.
And you know what? 3 nautical miles is a league.
Oh, really?
Or is that a fathom? Fathoms is depth. League is lateral distance.
So how can you be 20,000 leagues under the sea?
Let's see. Let's ask Pi. Hey, Pi, what's a league? In units of measurement. What is a league? What is a fathom? A league and a fathom are both units of measurement, but they mean measured differently. A league is an old unit of length that was commonly used in English-speaking countries before the widespread adoption of the metric system. It's approximately equivalent to 3 miles, 4.8 kilometers, or around 15,000 feet. Fathom is a unit of length primarily used in maritime contexts to measure the depth of water. It's equivalent to 6 feet deep. Okay, or 1.8 meters,
Okay.
or around 72 inches. The term fathom is thought to have originated from the Old English word fathom, meaning outstretched arms, as originally defined as the distance between the fingertips of a man's outstretched arms. That makes sense. Today, these units of measurement are not commonly used as they once were, with the league being largely replaced by miles or kilometers and the fathom by meters or feet. Yeah, that makes sense. I just remember there was 20,000 leagues under the sea, and then I also heard the creature from 15 or 10,000 fathoms. Yeah, that was it. The creature from 10,000 fathoms. And he came from deep under the ocean, kind of thing.
Well, what do you know? You learn something new every day.
You know what? If it wouldn't be a day if you didn't. Oh, the book is misnamed. Jules Verne admitted it after he published the book. Okay. Fathom is depth, league is distance. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. The creature from 20,000 fathoms, is that what it's called? Yeah, 20,000 fathoms. It was like one of those Ray Harryhausen pictures with like a big fucking claymation dragon type thing. The beast from 20,000 fathoms. See if there's any big actors in it. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these guys. It's a movie from 1953.
Well, how's your training going?
It's going good. It's going good. Every time I train with Mr. Chevy, I feel like I've gotten like just a really good workout. He pushes me, he keeps my form in line, and yeah, I have a really good. I mean, I have good workouts on my own, but not compared to how I have them when I'm with him.
Well, you got a pro backing you and like encouraging you. One more, you got one more.
That's it. That's what he does.
You do.
Oh, but he doesn't do one more. It's like 3 more. Come on, let's go to 15. Like I'm gonna stop at 12, and he's like, come on, 3 more. I'm like, oh, all right, 3 more, and I squeeze him out, and he might have to like push a little on the counterweight on the machine for like
Yeah,
assist, right?
spot, baby, you got a spot.
Yeah, spot. You might have to spot me for like the last rep or two, but yeah, no, it's good. It's been going well. How about you? How's your fitness journey going? Oh, you love that term.
Oh, fuck. Not everything's a journey. It's just something I do. Yeah, but no, it's you switch to calisthenics.
So you're not doing anything with weight training.
No, I mean like I have a leg day where I still do legs, but like
Yeah.
my quote unquote cardio is now rowing machine.
Yeah.
And yeah, like so instead of push pull leg shoulders, I have calisthenic upper leg shoulder.
Oh wow.
Right? But my like upper is all the calisthenic moves.
Yeah.
Push up, pull up, dip, chin up. And do it as a circuit with alternating push and pull movements, right? But I did the dead hang champion. There was a test I heard of years and years ago. Do a dead hang for 30 seconds and then pull up and go back to your dead hang for 30 seconds and pull up and
You
just
don't
see
use
how many you
straps,
can do.
I wouldn't be able to do that. You don't use straps, eh?
No, No. That would defeat the purpose here, right? Like, because it's part strength, part endurance, and like the
Well,
real limiting factor is your
it's
grip
grip
strength,
strength.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, and most people don't have a really great grip strength.
Mm,
Do you know which clade of humans, which ethnic group of humans have the greatest grip strength?
no idea.
The Nords.
Huh?
Yeah, the Nordic people do. And I was trying to think, why would that be? Is it just because they tend to be larger framed people? And then I
No,
thought,
it's
well, look at the history. You know, they did a lot of fucking rowing. You
oh
know,
yeah.
they're on boats all the goddamn time. And I was thinking about, I'm like, yeah, well, okay, but what about, people who live in like the rainforest? You think they'd have good grip strength if they're like climbing trees and shit? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, here's what I was thinking. The Nords, it made sense to me because, well, there's a lot of ice. Winter is 9 months of their year, literally.
that's true.
Everything's always really slippery. So you have to have an
Yeah,
incredible grip strength just to hold on to whatever.
yep, true. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh, okay. 20,000 leagues under the sea means they sailed undersea around the world submerged twice.
Ah,
Uh,
okay.
they didn't go to
Cool.
a depth of 20,000 leagues. Yeah, because that'd be fucking crazy. But then again, 10,000 fathoms. So fathom is
6 feet, right?
6 feet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 6 feet. So 10,000 times that's 60,000 feet. That's pretty deep.
Because it's also strangely that measurement is roughly 1 atmosphere.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So when you go 6 feet underwater, it's like twice as much air pressing down on you. And for every 6 feet, yeah, is another atmosphere's worth of weight. Um,
Interesting.
and now I'm thinking of that Futurama episode where they crash the ship into the ocean, right? And it's like, oh no, the pressure from the water, right? It's like, oh, how much pressure or how many atmospheres of pressure can the ship withstand? Well, it's a spaceship, so I'd say anywhere between 0 and 1.
It's true, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh,
guess
and there's
that's something they had to think about when they were designing like the return capsule, right? Not only did it have to be able to withstand like the vacuum of space, but they knew it was going to land in the water at some point because Earth's 75% water, and I think they planned for it to splash down.
yeah,
So they'd have to account for that too, because if it sank or went below the waves, they wouldn't want it getting flooded, right? So
right.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'm not a rocket scientist. The deepest point in the ocean is 6,006 plus or minus 14 fathoms. Interesting.
Cool. Uh, oh, there was some other movie. It's like a Navy submarine movie, but it's a campy comedy, and I can't remember the name of it.
Down Periscope,
That might be it.
Kelsey Grammer.
I don't remember Kelsey Grammer in it, but it's like from the '90s,
Oh,
probably.
was he in Down Periscope or was he? No, he was.
But I remember there was like it's like a group of young sailors, seamen, mariners,
Yeah,
submariners,
yeah.
and they're all new to this, and they're taking their submarine down for the first time, and they've got one old guy who's been around.
Yeah,
He's chatting with them, and he's at one end of the submarine,
yeah,
and he takes his gum and splits it in two, and
yeah,
takes the string across to either side, like to either
yeah.
bulkhead, right?
And then as they get down, it starts going flat.
It sags.
I think that is Down Periscope. That's with Kelsey Grammer. Yeah.
I always wondered if that was real. I wouldn't be surprised.
If it was an old one, it very well might be. I don't know.
Well, it's better they be flexible than stiff, right?
Right.
Because yeah,
Either you want no deformation at all, or you want like a little bit.
but that was neither here nor there.
So what's going on in your city? What's the name of your city here? Or we're still in Wagme. We're still in Wagme.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, yeah. Is there anything from your workouts with Chevy that you're gonna bring back to your workouts? Because I know personal trainers not always maintainable for everyone, right?
No, I'm not gonna be able to afford them indefinitely. So I think well, I've been doing push pull legs. I'm liking push pull legs. I'm hitting the gym 4 days a week on a push pull leg. So I hit the push a second time each week. I might increase to 5 times a week. I still like my midweek break, but I might start going in on a Saturday or a Sunday as well.
Mm.
And yeah, it's just I have to remember my form, and I have to continue to hit the muscles from different angles. So, for instance, like on pull day, it's not enough that I'm just doing, I need to do a back exercise for every part of my back. I can't just like concentrate. I can't just, there's one back exercise, there's two back exercises. I got to do like lat pull downs, rows, another type of row, like all sorts of shit. One of the things I have been doing, because I noticed that in terms of my deltoids, the back delt, the rear delt is
Yeah.
my weakest. And I don't know if that's true for everybody, but mine's definitely, it's the one that gives out when I'm doing any shoulder exercises, my rear delts. So I'm doing lateral raises, seated lateral raise superset. The seated lateral raise, sitting up on a bench,
Yeah.
and then bent over rear lateral raise kind of thing. So I do 10 and 10.
Where'd you get this? Did Chevy give you this?
Chevy gave me this, yeah.
I am so happy to hear that because that is a key component of my shoulder day.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and so because it's a superset, you're essentially doing 20 reps in quick succession because I don't rest between the one. It's basically I change positions and I go again.
Yeah.
So by the time I'm doing 3 sets, 3 full sets, so to speak, 3 sets of 20 reps, like it is a really difficult to do the rear lift past like 6 reps. It's like I won't even complete a full 6 rep. I'll be doing partial reps after 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really puts a burn in the shoulders for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like if you're doing a back day, there are a lot of exercises where your rear delt is getting the work, but you're not focusing on it. And it can, yeah, become the limiting factor that it's giving out before your lats or the teres major or whatever the fuck they're
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
And so you're not able to complete the movement for the larger muscles.
Right.
So focusing on it in certain ways, yeah, can really be helpful there.
Well,
And apparently,
when people do shoulder exercises, they're thinking, especially for aesthetics, they're thinking they want a specific shape that is in view from front. They don't think about the rear so much. So everything is a lateral raise, like standing facing the
yeah,
mirror. You know what I mean? So now the bent over really, yeah, I notice how much weaker my rear delt is compared to my side delt.
mm, yeah, no, for sure. Like, and also it is the smallest part too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's and it's tricky because most times, even when you're trying to focus on it, other parts of your back are like designed to help it. Like they're
Right.
all connected. So as soon as it starts to get tighter, your traps and the teres and there's something else in there. Is it a rhomboid?
Sure.
They all start helping, right?
Yeah.
But when you're doing that bent over on the bench one, it's really hard for them to get in there for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, suddenly you notice 6 and 8 reps, you're barely like you're mostly just bringing your elbows up as high as you can now because they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But that's how you know you're really pushing them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
So
Got more comments from Nano Reaper. Nano Reaper, 6 minutes. I'm not rocket science here, man, but I could be with enough caffeine. There you go. And then he said, yeah, down Periscope. He was the captain of down Periscope. Yes, Kelsey Grammer was down Periscope. And the sub was a WW2 diesel electric boat. Go offshore tuna fishing. You will get a hell of a workout landing a 300 pounds blackfin tuna. Oh, I have no doubt. Yeah. Tuna, man. You don't like it, eh? It's not one of your favorite foods?
me? Oh no. I'll eat tuna all day.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else then. I love tuna, man.
Yeah.
And I don't eat it enough. because it's such a good source. Because I've been fighting to try and find out, like, I need more protein. I need more protein, and I'm like, what am I going to eat? And I like, because you get kind of tired of eggs, you get tired of fucking protein shakes all the time. So I'm like, tuna. There's like a ton of fucking protein in tuna. So I'll like make myself a can of tuna with some chopped up onions and, like, a little bit of
man, like
yeah.
two cans of tuna is like 50 plus grams of protein for 120 calories.
I know, it's crazy.
And maybe $2.50 if you know how to buy cheap tuna.
Yeah,
right?
But cheap tuna tastes like cheap tuna, though.
It doesn't matter, right?
I
Because
suppose if you're just looking for economics and getting the protein, but it's got to be palatable to me. I want to eat it.
but for so low calories,
Yeah,
I can put almost 200 calories of mayonnaise and then a dash of hot sauce in there. It's fine.
True enough. Yeah, you can doctor it up. Yeah.
And this nonsense about, oh, it's filled with mercury, you're going to get mercury.
Nah,
Someone is trying to subvert you. Someone is trying to subvert you. They don't want you to be fit and healthy and have access to cheap, clean proteins, right? Like, it's mind-boggling to me. And I've said this before, right? When I get Kaiser Fleischer rings, then I'll worry about the heavy metals.
What are Kaiser Fleischer rings?
It's like a ring around the iris in your eye that is literally copper colored because you have so much metal in your eye.
Those. I'm going to start eating a lot more tuna because, one, I like it,
and two, I want Kaiser Fleischer rings. They sound like
I want to have cool fucking copper eyes. That'd be cool.
No, egg whites in a carton for a difference in your shakes. Oh, yeah. And Greg goddamn Doucette makes protein powder ice cream.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right? That you're using
like his thing again? His store?
HTLT. Harder than last time supplements. HTLT sups.
Right.
Oh, and while we're plugging Greg goddamn Doucette, plug Chevy's. Chevy's
also, if you are in the market for supplements and you are in Canada, because it's the best way, they're a Canadian company. They're situated in Montreal. Try out Believe Supplements. It's believesupplements.ca. I believe it's .ca. It might be .com. Let me see. And use code HC. Yeah, it's believesupplements.ca. Use code HC at checkout to save an additional 15%. They've got some really great protein powders. They have a new sort of protein or sort of flavor that they've been pushing. And I bought one of their bundles, and it ended up coming in this new flavor. It's cotton candy flavor, and it's kind of interesting. It does taste legit like cotton candy, but it's got a tartness on the back end, so it's not so bad because it's not just overly sweet.
Right.
They've got protein isolate and they've got protein refreshers, which are slightly less caloric and slightly less protein, but they're not as. I put them in my energy, my drink when I go to the gym. I would rather use a protein isolate because I feel like it's a very thick thing. Protein refreshers aren't as thick. They're foamy, but they're not really thick. So they got some really great flavors. My favorite right now, the one I've been on, is the vanilla orange ice cream flavor, which is basically a creamsicle. And you drink that. When I put it in my shaker bottle, my shaker cup, it's 2 scoops of that. So that's about, I want to say about 46 grams of protein, something like that. 2 scoops of that, a cup, so 250 milliliters of decent quality orange juice. You could use shitty orange juice. Why? Some decent quality Tropicana or something like that. Quality orange juice, and then a cup of water with some ice, and it tastes like you're drinking like an orange Julius. It's fucking awesome. And I can drink those all day. I drink that more than I drink my chocolate ones. And for the longest time, I loved the chocolate ones. So, yeah. So, believesupplements.ca, folks. Unofficial sponsor of the channel. Believesupplements.ca. Use code HC at checkout to save an additional 15%.
Or HTLT subs. Greg goddamn Doucette.
HTLT subs. Yeah, I want to look at that again. You said they've got a.
No, it's part of his cookbook. which is rather expensive.
He doesn't sell it as a okay.
No. It just shows you how to make it, and I'm sure it's as easy as make your protein shake a little too thick and throw
Yeah.
it in the freezer,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
right? And then when you like, then you can eat as much as you want. Like late night when you have one of those fucking cravings, and it's like, oh yeah,
So
because
instead, so put a couple of scoops in and use like half the liquid, so half the
yeah,
water or juice or whatever it is you use, and then just fucking freeze it. That's brilliant.
yep. Because if your protein powder is any kind of tasty, you have
Yeah,
whatever flavor ice cream you want.
that's
For
pretty smart.
and like yeah, use a 0%. I know I fucking hate skim milk on its own, but in this case, why not? Right, keep the fat down, protein up.
Yeah,
You're laughing, man.
only the finest grass-fed tuna and wild-caught beef for Craig. That's right. I want you to catch my beef on the open range, and when you go on the tuna fish farms, I don't think they do tuna fish farms. Feed them grass. Feed them lawn clippings. Do they make tuna fish farms? No, they're too deep sea of fish.
They're huge.
Yeah, and they're gigantic.
You can't
Yeah,
you
they're like
can't you
dolphin
can't
size, right?
farm that.
They're not quite dolphin size, but they're pretty damn close.
No, I think they're bigger than most dolphins.
Oh,
I
are they?
think dolphins are about 200. Porpoise is a bit smaller.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I've seen them. They're fucking gigantic.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
People talk about marlin fishing. Yeah, marlins are cool because they got the big sword nose, but I don't think they're as big as tuna, are they?
Yeah. They can be like 1,500 pounds.
No shit, eh?
Yeah.
I'd be afraid to fish a marlin just because I'd get stabbed.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm
nose.
sure people have died trying this.
But you know what? Tuna are no slouch either. They got those fucking spiky things on their back and on their belly.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful. So, how come you fish for fish, but you don't cow for cows?
That's a good question. Because we herd cows. I bet you if we were still a hunter-gatherer society, we'd be calling it cowing. Hey, let's go cowing this weekend. Good call, dude. Let's go cowing. I guess we wouldn't call them cows, though. We would have called them aurochses or something like that.
Well, they used to be. Apparently, the last auroch died in like the 1670s.
I still think we could domesticate the moose.
No.
You know what? Amongst every species, you're going to find more docile specimens. You just ping the docile specimens, learn to feed them, learn to figure out how you can cajole them into doing what you want them to do, and then just breed them. Breed the most docile ones you have, generation over generation. Treat them the way that makes them less aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, even the reindeer farmers have to let their reindeer go.
Yeah, they let them roam free. Yeah.
Right. They just come back in the spring.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. We could probably domesticate moose to that sort of degree. We could have. I don't think we could do it now because we're not. Animal husbandry is not something that is like a big kind of like innovative science that's doing all sorts of new and incredible things. I think we had our chance essentially, and we missed it. You know what I mean? Domesticate the Canadian goose. Just give it weed and free healthcare. Yeah, we already do. There was a talk. I remember back in the day, people were talking about, hey, there was like basically an overpopulation problem of geese. They come in the spring or they get ready to go in the fall, and they congregate in the city parks and they shit them all up. They make them all nasty and messy, and they're aggressive. So there was this talk about, maybe catching them, killing them, and feeding them to the homeless, like basically putting them in food kitchens and stuff like that. Like, well, it's goose, you can eat goose. It's a hearty fucking meat. But like they live in Lake Ontario and shit. So like how good is that gonna be? Lake Ontario is pretty dirty, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you don't eat the outside.
No, but it's in their system because they eat everything in the lake. But I guess they don't eat exclusively Lake Ontario. They're all over Canada. So.
Lake Ontario, that's our water source. We're drinking that water.
And we're pissing in it, and we're shitting in it. Yep. Dumping toxic chemicals into it. I'm actually curious why we don't do more in the way of rain harvesting on not on a like not on a grand scale, but like I often thought of like why now that the technology exists, why aren't we simply building houses with fucking solar panels on them, windmills like wind turbines, and rainwater harvesting? Why are we still making it by law that you must be hooked up to the what do you call it, the city water system? If you don't want to be a part of the water system, why can't you harvest your own water? And
Because then you
why do I need to be on the sewer line? Why can't I have a composting toilet in my house?
because then you wouldn't be getting fluoridated as much as they want you to be, man.
That's true too. That's
Yeah.
true too. Wind turbines kill the large scale ones, yeah. But I mean, if I have a small one attached to the chimney of my house that's generating me a few watts to help offset my dependency on the grid, why not? I can get a little bit, put it in some batteries, so in an emergency situation I have backup power. Same with solar panels. I could put them on my roof too. Like, why don't we just build houses that way now that the technology is? Now, I understand there's a reason that solar is still not that great at harnessing sunlight and turning into electricity. But because they want your resources, mosquito population explodes with rainwater collection. People don't do the work. Well, right. There would have to be, I think there'd have to be a standard system that people used, but I think it should be an option when you build a house to have it installed. Yeah, you're right. Because the mosquitoes get in there, they breed in the rainwater, and it's not potable right out of the sky. You kind of still need to filter it and stuff, right? It has no minerals in it because it hasn't. Well, yeah, I think it's demineralized when it comes out of the sky, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I
I'll
don't
ask.
even
I'll
know.
ask, I'll ask Pi. Hey, Pi, is rainwater demineralized?
What does Pi think?
Yeah, what does Pi think?
Oh, and while it's figuring out its answer, have you heard? Is this the new term for when AIs just tell blatant lies because they don't know the answer? Hallucinating? That the AI is hallucinating?
Yeah, you got it. Rainwater is not completely demineralized, but it generally contains fewer minerals and dissolved solids than water from other sources like rivers, lakes, or groundwater. This is because rainwater is formed through the condensation of water vapor in the atmosphere, which does not contain large amounts of minerals. However, as rainwater comes into contact with various surfaces, example roofs, soil, and passes through the atmosphere, it can pick up small amounts of minerals and other substances such as pollutants, pollen, or microorganisms. So while rainwater is often considered a relatively clean source of water due to its low mineral content, is not entirely demineralized and can still contain trace amounts of impurities. Right, but it also doesn't contain pathogens. That's for me the more concerning part about drinking water from pipes and from a local source. Are there pathogens in it? I'm not concerned about minerals or trace elements of heavy metals or whatever. Not so much. I'm more concerned about fucking having some beaver fever. You know what I mean? Hey, forgot Monday's a holiday. Would you want to do 12 p.m. instead that day? And Tuesday, 7 p.m.? Sure, we can do that. Sure. So
That's
Monday,
right. Yeah, Monday's Victoria Day in Canada.
Victoria Day. Yeah. So Monday noon. Perfect. That gets it out of my way. And I got the rest of the day to do my shit. What area is this there in your park? This is Lilac Avenue.
Oh, I just created a pedestrian area. I'll rename it when I think of something clever.
Oh, is that what the game populated it with?
Yeah, yeah, it'll auto-populate a lot of stuff like street names and district names and everything. But what? Why would you do that?
You gave it a tumor.
I know.
Oh, it's on the beach.
Yes, yeah.
Cool. So you're gonna make like a little boardwalk area. Is that the idea?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's cool.
Yeah, it should be. We'll see. We'll see.
You can walk here, but you can't drive here.
That's right.
Tree line paths. That's nice.
Yes, yeah. Oh no, I want to preserve that rock. Damn it. Yep. Nope.
Oh, you turned it into a berm now.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah, who needs a beach? We'll have a berm.
Oh, we'll still have beach over here.
Yeah.
Yep. And then can I make this road curve? Oh,
Nice.
no, go on that spot that you're telling me is the spot. Fine, that'll do.
And how much does that increase the happiness of your citizens?
No idea.
Oh, can you extend? Can you make a pier? Can you extend that walkway that comes off out into the water?
This
Like
one here?
Yeah. Can you make like a walking pier?
Probably. Yep. But I can't build anything out there, so
No, that's fine, but it'd be nice to have a little walking pier for the people to go out and enjoy the nice weather. That's very pretty. I like it.
all right. Yeah, and then there's specialized parks for the pedestrian area. So you can, put them in there. Or you can put regular parks too, but the specialized parks are pretty cool.
So what do you mean by specialized? They got like skate parks and shit like that?
Sort of. Like, let me see here. No, this one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so like, what's this?
One's like a water garden kind of thing. One's
It's
like
it's an ice cream stand plaza, but you can't put it anywhere else. Like, it only goes where the pedestrian areas are.
Got it. Yeah.
What's this one? Okay, yeah. So a large food truck plaza, and what's cool about this one is you can have it straddle the road.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so it's on both sides, right? Um, and I do like those. I want to put them somewhere. Yeah, go. Yeah, perfect. At a nice big intersection.
Now those fucking restaurants on the next street over are going to be real pissed.
No. When business is booming, it's booming for everyone.
Rising tide raises all boats.
Exactly. It's all about your mentality.
Yeah. So rainwater collection. I think it's a good idea. Everybody do it. But Greater Ajax says no because it increases the mosquito population. True, but there's ways around that. You can do it properly so that it doesn't happen.
Just never harm dragonflies.
Dragonflies are cool.
And they eat mosquitoes.
That's right. They eat lots of shit.
Yeah. They used to be the size of dogs.
Yeah, I heard they were big. I don't know if they're that big, but they're at least like a foot long. They're
Oh
big.
no, I mean
millipede. When we had a high oxygen content in our atmosphere, our insects got big.
Yeah, and like all the ground arthropods did, right? So like millipedes could be like 2 meters long and shit.
Yeah.
But the dragonflies, would be the size of a medium dog,
like
flying about, and
like a collie or like a
like 40 to 60 pounds, right?
Wow, that's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, great flyers.
Yeah, because they can fucking stop in midair.
Yeah, so
like
all four wings are completely independent and don't only flap up and down, they can shift forwards and backwards and twist.
Mm-hmm.
right? So they can literally fly in any direction,
That's
right?
cool.
Like there's this trick that you can make like a thing to catch wasps and bees
Yeah,
because it'll fly up the small spout that you give it, but then it can't fly down out of it,
yeah.
right? But dragonflies can fly straight down.
Well, the trick with catching bees or wasp's nest is you put a little plastic cup, like a solo cup, a clear one preferably,
Filled with gasoline.
with like a third of the way filled with gasoline, and the fumes will knock them out, and then they'll fall into the gasoline, and then you just take the little wasp nest node thing and you break it off into the gasoline. Boom, Bob's your uncle.
Even better, before they set up shop, just hang a fake wasp's nest.
Yeah, that works too. Apparently,
yeah,
they don't want to compete, right? That's true.
Yep.
Till they get called. Hey, wait, this is a fake.
Kill everyone. No, yeah. The only thing wasps won't kill is each other.
No shit, eh?
Oh yeah, like they're an aggressive predator, but they leave each other alone.
They don't fight over. That's interesting. So they're not like black people. Because there's that what do you call it? That metaphor. Not a metaphor. It's like a comparison. People trying to draw connections between, bees are hardworking and productive. Wasps are the N-word. They're just fucking everybody's time up. If you're having a picnic, bees are fine. They fly around. Oh, you're drinking a soda. Yeah, the bees might come near you, but they know soda's not for them unless you put it out in a little dish. They'll leave you alone. Wasps, they're in every fucking bottle. They're in every goddamn solo cup. They ruin a picnic.
Oh yeah. Did you see that video of that guy doing the impression of bees versus wasps?
No.
I wish I could find it, but he's just like, bees. Yo, man. Whoa. No, I'm just chilling, just hovering by, just doing my thing. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, it's cool. Oh. And with wasps, very first thing at the camera. What? Yeah. I'm gonna sting someone. Yeah. Mad at the world. I sting motherfuckers for no reason.
I seen it here. Okay, you want to share it?
You found it?
Because you're sharing your game.
Yeah, we'll swap.
All right, let me present. Excuse me. Oh, I'm muting it.
Yeah.
Going home, dog. Relax. Don't move. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run.
I'm not moving. I'm moving.
I'm gonna sting you.
No. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away.
Bro, chill. I'm not gonna sting you, bro. I'm just going home, dog.
There's another one that's even better.
There's another one that's better?
It's a trend now. That's the one.
Yeah, that'll be. Chill, so I'm not gonna sting you, bro. We good. I just had to fly back to the crib, so But I'm not on that, bro. We good.
All right, bro. Chill, bro. Don't sting me, bro.
Oh, we good. I'm chilling.
Chill.
Don't move. Stop moving.
Okay, bro. Okay.
I'm about to sting you, bro.
Okay.
I sting niggas for no reason.
I'm going about my day, bro. Let me go, bro.
No,
bro.
keep moving. I'm finna crash up, bro.
Bro,
I'm just mad. I'm mad at the world.
Bro, let me go about my day, bro. Bro, what the hell? That'll be.
That's good. That's so true, though. Fucking wasps. Hey, Fox Toxic. He's late and gay. Welcome. You missed my racist comparison between wasps and bees.
Also, how black people are the new Jews.
That's right. Black people are the new Jews. It's another Mississippi burning. Instead of saying, "Oh my God, it's another Shoah," they say, "It's another Mississippi burning." A white woman with a kid said the N-word in the park. It's another Mississippi burning.
Oh
I took an edible. Can you tell?
no, I haven't started drinking yet.
I mean, well, I thought you stopped doing the drinking because of the calories.
No, I've slowed it down,
Okay.
and now it's like every third or fourth week instead of every week, right?
Yeah.
And
that's
I,
good.
blast the edibles every once in a while,
Yeah.
right? More than you, less than Pox, but
I don't.
still,
I only do them like when we do live streams. I don't do them any other time. Like if I were going to a party with some friends, I might do them.
right.
If we're like going a cottage weekend with some friends, I might do them. But like I don't just sit at home. I'm like, I'm going to take an edible. I don't do it like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, on my weekends, sometimes I just want to get blasted and play some video games.
It's all good.
Yeah, spent my day running around like a
What'd you
fucking
do today?
madman driving in Toronto traffic.
Ugh.
Yeah, just had so many bloody errands to run all in one day, right? And I had another catastrophic phone malfunction.
Your phone fucked up.
Yeah, so I have a new phone now.
Oh, that's why. So you weren't joking when I messaged you.
No.
You said new phone, who dis?
No, yeah, like last night I discovered that my phone will no longer charge.
Oh, how old's your phone?
Several years,
Yeah.
3 to 4 years, right? And I've been on that tip for some time. So every time I can get a phone that's much newer than mine, but considerably cheaper than everybody else's, right? So it's still an upgrade to me. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go.
Uh,
My wife's a big sort of tech fiend. She loves the tech. She loves new phones and shit like that. So I couldn't care less what type of phone I have, but we have like a family plan. So when a new phone comes out, she gets all starry-eyed from the advertising campaign for the Galaxy S20 whatever. It's like, I think it's almost time to upgrade our phones. Do you want to get the new S? I'm like, I don't care what we get. Like, I'm happy with whatever we have. But if we're going to be changing our phones because it's time to change our phones and whatever, I'll take whatever you give me. So, yeah, quite frankly, I'd be happy with an old-fashioned flip phone. As a matter of fact, I think they make one now. They're kind of retro's kind of back in when it comes to cell phones.
Yeah, but the flip phone is still a touch screen.
Yeah.
A foldable screen and very expensive.
It's like a dumbed down version of a smartphone. Like it's not as functional. It's still a smartphone, but it's very simple. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't know if you can download all the goddamn apps on it. And then they have one where you can't download apps on it. All it is a phone. You can phone and text on it. That's it.
Interesting.
I'd be happy with that, but then I wouldn't have my games because I play a lot of fucking phone games.
I really only play 2, kind of 3.
What do you play?
Sudoku and chess.
I play. So YouTube has their playables section. So I play a couple of those every day. So I play like it's a Wordle type of thing. And then a solitaire. And then I got this stupid fucking merge game that I'm addicted to, where you tap something and you harvest something out of it, and then you merge the lower base of it, merge 3 of them to get one of the the next level up, and then you merge 3 of that one to get the next level up, and you're trying constantly to get the better fucking tree or the better axe or whatever. So I've been playing this game called Mergist Kingdom. That's another one. It's annoying because it's addictive, and I'm like, why am I playing? Like, this isn't even really a fucking game. It's like I'm collecting shit. That's it. And the more you collect, you go up in levels, and the more things you collect, you unlock other zones that spawn more shit for you to collect. I'm like, this isn't even a fucking game. Why am I playing this? Anyway, it is what it is. And I don't even play with the sound on, so you can't even say, "Oh, it's the noises that are got you addicted." It's like a what do you call it? Pavlovian response. No,
Right.
I don't even listen to the sound. It's just I'm just like, oh, there's a little dialogue bubble showing me I've got another chest to harvest, so I'm gonna go get a chest, and then I get to open the chest, and there might be something cool in the chest. Oh, I got some more seedlings to make more fucking watermelons. That's great, cool. Like. It's dumb. It's just dumb. And they're constantly trying to sell you shit. Hey, you can spend fucking 3,000 diamonds and you can unlock this area and it has all this cool shit in it.
But diamonds can only be purchased with real money.
Well, no, it's just you can like the cool thing is because this is a YouTube playable, there's no cost, there's no ads. You just play it as long as you want. So that's the thing I like about it. But on top of that, you basically have unlimited play. It's just if you want to there's certain zones that are locked out, and I think in the pay app, the downloadable app, yeah, you would have to purchase shit in order to get into those areas, or just collect ever to get that stuff. But I can't be bothered. I'm very casual at this. I just I open it up every now and again. I look at it. I'm like, oh, what I got? Oh, I got some fucking silver coins. All right, let me get some of those. That kind of stuff. What I'm trying to tell you, Twin, is I'm a dork.
All the cool people are.
Yeah. What's everybody doing in the chats?
Dipping out.
Everybody's leaving?
Yeah.
That's okay. You said you were talking to Jack Gunsky and Six earlier.
Yeah. Six's birthday passed, and
oh, congratulations! Happy birthday! Belated happy birthday, Six.
So yeah, and he's had a bit of a rough spot, just some shit going on and whatever. So we were just hanging out, chatting. I haven't actually spoke to Jack Gunsky in forever. He's actually gonna do a redux on Quippers United, which apparently
I saw he was doing because he's been doing these playthroughs with Terry Diamantis lately, right? Where they wouldn't click adventure games, which I enjoy watching. I more enjoy having them on in the background while I'm doing something else because I can listen to them go, and I can watch them go. Oh, I think I know how to do that one, But he was mentioning that people keep wanting to do Quippers United, and so he may eventually do it. I'm like, oh, good. I like Quippers United. That was fun.
No, and I told him if he's doing like a end cuts and leavings episode, end cuts and trimmings episode, hit me up, right?
What's end cuts and trimmings? I don't understand that one.
Like it's like a deli term, right? When you're cutting meats, right? Like there's some stuff that you slice really nicely for the customer, and then there's the end cuts and trimmings.
Right.
So
basically on a night where he doesn't have anybody good, he can call on you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, like, because I wasn't never a regular, but we made a couple appearances here and there, right? Over time. So it's like, oh, and you know what? End cuts and trimmings.
Sure, why not?
Here's some rares.
I remember when I was in college and I was a poor boy, I would specifically buy those at the fucking deli counter.
Oh yeah,
it's so cheap, and I'm like, fuck, man, bologna's bologna.
It's still meat, baby.
Cured ham is cured ham. Pimento loaf is pimento loaf. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I'm just gonna eat it. It all looks the same when it comes out. Doesn't matter what it looked like when it went in.
Have you seen that comic? This chick is on the toilet and she stands up and looks down and goes, ew, and flushes it, and the turd has a face on it as it's going down the drain, and it says, you liked me when I was cake, Deborah.
So true.
Costin.
Hey, Costin, welcome. This is the thing that girls don't get about guys, though. Like, guys will take a dump, and they're not going to say ooh when they look at it. They might say ooh, but first they're going to check if it's impressive or not. We're like, wow, that's a lot of shit. Oh my God, that's like 8 inches, no break. That's amazing. You know what I mean? That's a healthy log. This is what we do when we look at our shits. We don't go, ew. We wipe our ass several times. Sometimes it's like we're wiping a magic marker. We just can't seem to get it clean, but we just keep wiping.
You ever have one of those? You ever have one of those where it doesn't look like there's water in the bowl anymore?
Well, close.
Hey, you didn't need a half a 2-pound bag of peanuts one night and then wake up the next morning. All right.
I know when I've had a giant one when before even looking, I know it's a giant one because I can smell it because a portion of it is above the water. Like it's piled high enough that it's like there's a little mound out of it's like an iceberg, like the very tip of it's out of the water. Yeah, we're filthy animals, man. This is the type of shit we talk about.
And we've just invented a new section for the show: trimmings and end cuts. Here you go.
We're just talking about our bowel. That's funny. Trimmings and end cuts. That'll be like an intermittent section, like subject, if we happen to have a really impressive shit that week.
Thing is, I've been eating too clean to have impressive shits. Now all my shits are normal.
I've been taking these greens. So again, Elite Supplements sells these green powders. So I bought a tub of it. It makes for some very healthy bowel movements. Let me just say that.
Good.
Yeah. So it's not a bad idea, folks, to eat some greens, especially if you don't eat a lot of vegetables, because your body helps. Like it's got probiotics, prebiotics, all that sort of stuff in it, and then it helps you with your digestion. It helps with your regularity.
We should use it as like a salutation, and like where the Balkans are like live long and prosper. It's like may all your bowel movements be comfortable.
That's true. We should. Fuck.
It really is an indicator of your overall health and happiness, right?
It's true. It's true. But you know what? Sometimes there's a little bit of pain there. But sometimes it's one of those like good pains. Like because like it hurts while you're doing it, but then when it finally comes out, it's so satisfying. You're like, oh. You know what I'm talking about, man.
No, I used to, right? I'm aware of it, but all my
you're eating so clean now. Yeah.
Like they're really boring. It's almost disappointing.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's how little we care about politics now, how bored we are with the fucking thing. Like just burn Canada down while we talk about our bowel movements live on air.
You know, there's few more satisfying things than having a good alibi and having a good poop in the morning. Those are two of the most satisfying things. If you go to bed at night and you got court the next day and you're like, you know what? I'm going to have a good night's sleep because I got a good alibi. Or you go to bed at night after drinking a glass of Metamucil. You go to bed thinking, you know what? I'm going to have a good night's sleep because tomorrow I'm going to take a really good poop. Then those are two good feelings to go to bed with. You know what I'm saying? I got a good alibi. Really I don't have to worry about in court. I've got a really good alibi.
Oh. So do you think Alberta's going to separate?
Yeah, probably. I think it won't be immediate, but I think they probably will eventually. Yeah.
The referendum is coming, right? Like they're actually going to have one.
It's going to be is it 2025 or 2026?
I think 26. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a while. It's going to take a while for it all to actually come out, but like be implemented. But I think it's going to happen. I think also there's a good chance that Canada might become a non-entity at some point too.
Oh yeah,
I think it won't be like a slow crawl thing. I think if Alberta moves forward with separation, there will become serious talks about whether or not Canada needs to exist at all.
Yeah, no, it will definitely happen because Quebec will no longer be able to support itself. Not that it does. Right. Like it'll just start coming apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think the talk of annexation in the 51st state thing will come up again, but then people will start taking it seriously. Like originally Canadians were just sort of outraged that Trump would suggest such a thing. And I think the outrage was born from the fact that deep down, we Canadians kind of knew that we're not really a serious country. Like that's why we have such an inferiority complex with regards to our position relative to the United States, because we realize deep down inside on a subconscious level, Canada's not a very serious country.
And that inferiority complex leads to the abuse of the Western provinces.
That's true. It's
Right.
exactly true. Yeah, because they're productive, right? They're much more like the United States in that sense. Like Alberta is much more like Texas than it is like Toronto. You know, like Ontario. But yeah. So I think what'll happen is once this happens, that the subject will come up again, probably at the hands of Trump. He'll probably say some other thing about first state or whatever. But it'll be after a number of years or months of economic turmoil and economic hardship for a lot of people, and then people will start to take it seriously. There'll be fewer people that are more outraged by the idea anymore. There'll be more people going, maybe.
Well, I mean, some places may have to be like,
Right.
I don't know which. I can't make those predictions, but I mean, I'm pretty certain Alberta could hold its own as a nation.
Probably.
Like it would be fine, and it would immediately start openly trading with the United States. It would turn to BC and be like, "Hey, we want to buy that north part of you so we can run a pipeline to Tidewater." Right.
Yeah.
And your socialist government is broke now that we're not part of Canada, so sell us the land.
I think ironically, the people in British Columbia are going to become more. They're going to be pushed back against their socialist kind of government that they have out there, more than Californians did in California, or more fervently, more what do you call it, boisterously. You may see the NDP and the Liberal parties basically. You may see BC go the way of Alberta in terms of their politics. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I can see it happening. I can see that.
I don't know. Because again, most of the population of BC is like shoved down in the southern portion, right? Like towards Vancouver, Victoria. And
The money is all the people who have giant fucking houses that they bought and built, 30 years ago,
yeah.
up in the mountains and shit, overlooking the water. That's where all the money is. And they vote Liberal, which is stupid. It's crazy. There was a TLC show on like a decade ago that showcased $1 million homes in Vancouver area. You know how they have those real estate shows, like Property Brothers and shit like that. Well, there was one specifically set for BC, and it was kind of like the TLC freak shows where they have midgets and people with like their fucking tongues on top of their heads and stuff like that. It was like basically showcasing the insanity of prices in BC. And it was all about, we're selling this house. We want to get $4.5 million. And it's a nice house. Don't get me wrong, but it's still just a fucking house. The only reason people were tuning in were to say, holy shit, why? Look how expensive shit is in BC.
Yeah. How did this happen? And also the old mayor of Victoria or Vancouver.
Yep.
Who promised to get house pricing down.
Yeah.
Over his 10, 12 years, oversaw the massive increase from regular house prices to hit 800 square feet, one bathroom, $2.7 million.
Fucking insane.
Is now the housing minister for Mark Carney.
You can't make that shit up, huh?
And that's then in 5 years, they'll be like, how could this have happened?
I know. Because you're fucking dummies. His elbows up, baby. That's why.
Lace is in the chat. Hello, Lace.
Hey, Lacey.
Yes, we are old. Thanks for noticing.
Who's old? I'm old? Yes. I'll be 55 in a month. Yeah, less than a month.
Yeah. Now I'll never forget your birthday
Why?
because it was the day Donald Trump got shot.
That's true. That's true. My birthday's the day that Donald Trump got shot. You're absolutely right. I should never forget it either then. They took a shot at the monomyth, and he survived. And if he can survive, I can survive. We're all going to make it.
Strange days, man. Strange days.
It's true. You don't look a day over 54 and a half. Well, that's nice of you to say, Lace. I appreciate that. You know what it is? It's no kids. Keeps you young. Kids fucking age you. I mean, I do have gray hair, make no mistake. But
So what's next?
I don't know. What do you think is next?
I don't know.
I think
What's going on with them Jews?
well,
Oh,
BB
yeah,
Netanyahu is not very happy with Donald Trump.
So hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking Kanye had to make it so catchy. I gotta stop myself humming it in public.
I haven't heard the song. I've only seen the lyrics. I haven't heard the actual song. I should listen to it.
Be careful. It really is an earworm.
Well, you know what? The guy does have talent. You know?
No, yeah, white ladies calling calling children N-words in the park. Black guys chanting Heil Hitler in a music video. Like I don't know. what
Sounds like the goddamn end times, doesn't it?
there's a glitch in the matrix. We're gonna have to reset, and like let's restore back to 1984, please, because oh yeah, like we need to just take some seriously different paths. I don't know if we can get out of this one right here.
1984 was a pretty good year. I was 14 years old.
We just got to stop this digital information age thing from happening because it seems to have ruined everything.
I think we go back to the suffragette movement and keep the women from voting.
Yeah, if we can.
I mean, the Muslims can't even do that, so I don't know if it's going to happen. The women are getting to vote, which should prove to you the futility of democracy and how it's all capable. The fact that a patriarchal society that thinks women are chattel and treats them like second-class citizens would give them the right to vote. Now, you don't care about democracy. Giving you a vote is like it has no value. So it just further proves that democracy's pointless and a joke. I'm getting more on board with the aristocratic utensil, man. He keeps talking about the benefit of a monarchy, man. Like, you know what? He's making a lot of sense.
Well, last time we were working on what was it called? Heinleinian feudalism.
That's right, Heinleinian feudalism. That's right.
Yeah, and I'm I don't mind playing that game. Let's invent a country and a system of governance.
All right. What will we call it?
Well, let's start with Heinleinian feudalism and build from there, right? Like,
all right. So
what else is involved? I do like this old idea that used to happen. Was it in ancient Rome or ancient Greece, where at the end of someone's term, right, like a senator, they would immediately stand trial. Right, you must now, at the end of your term, justify all of your actions as pro the Republic,
right,
under penalty of death.
So if you did anything that was corrupt, there would be an accounting of your work.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But how long did senators sit? Was it like a lifetime appointment kind of thing?
I think not much is. Well, shit. No, where's Ajax when you need him? If he's still in here, how long did the ancient Greeks sit? Because I don't think it was a life appointment, right? Like you had to, they voted regularly.
Yeah.
And I think it's Congress is using something similar, where roughly half of your representatives every 2 years get replaced. So the people who have been there for 2 years can actually help them get through the process,
Right.
and then you swap out the other half, who then carries the new group.
But they could be reelected, could they not?
Yes, yeah. But it was like, yeah, like, so you basically had like a 4-year term with midterms.
Right.
But yeah, I can't remember if that was the Greeks or the Romans or both. 9 years. Okay. And what am I right though about the midterms, that it was like half of them is every 4.5 years or every 5 years, whatever?
But as they exited, they had to give an accounting of their actions while in power, right? While in that seat.
And I don't know if that was the Greeks or the Romans though.
It's a good idea. I don't know how functional, practical it would be, because, like, in the United States, how many senators? Right, it was 100 senators because there's like 50 states.
Yeah,
but none of them ever seem to leave, so I guess it really wouldn't make a difference.
Yes, and thank you, Ajax. Yes, they were split like that with effectively a midterm election, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
we could use that in our form of government. I still don't know that I like the idea of democracy. If there is going to be a democracy,
no. So hold on, because our elected representatives come from the Heinleinian feudalism, where only citizens can be elected, not civilians.
Okay, got it.
Right.
So only
but we
certain people get to vote. So democracy is not universal. There's no universal suffrage. You need to be a citizen to vote.
Yeah.
And being a citizen means you have to serve your country, serve your state.
Yeah.
Okay, in some form. Doesn't necessarily have to be military service, but that's the easiest way for most people.
Well, okay, so up until not too long ago, in Germany, everybody had to, after high school, join one of 3 groups for 2 years.
Yeah.
Military, police, or hospice.
Okay.
Right, not actual EMS, but taking care of the frail, sick, and dying. Yeah. And I think that's not a half bad idea. A good starting point, right? Like that. Yeah. If you are going to sit down and take care of the elderly, I think that should, especially if you put some real time and work into it, right?
Yeah, because you're helping your community. They're members of the community. One would say, the most deserving members of the community receive help from their fellows. So yeah, that makes sense. I like that idea. So citizenry comes from service.
Yeah.
And you can't be forced into service when you reach a certain age. So let's say it's 18 for the sake of argument.
Oh no, we don't conscript. We don't have to.
No. Yeah. I'm saying at the time you're 18, the expectation is that you will perform some service within a certain amount of time, for a certain amount of time. You enroll, you go into, like you said, you become a hospice care worker, you volunteer in your community in some form, right? If you don't do that, you can't force them to do it. But if you don't do that, you don't receive the benefits of citizenship. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
So there's no, but the expectation is to receive the benefits of citizenship, you must do these things.
Yeah, and I wonder if there should be some sort of, you had this idea about a number of days, and I was trying to calculate like working days versus like spending all of your weekends as a,
I think it was like 1 weekend a month, 1 week a year, and 1 month. No, 1 weekend a month. Yeah, and 1 week a year. And then there might have been another set, like going up. But I think it's, Yeah, you had to put one weekend a month and one full week of volunteer purposes services for a year. And your employer was required to accommodate you for it. You just had to basically prove, yeah, I'm going to be doing this weekend. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, would there be a everyone does basic training, or last year of high school gym class is paramilitary like the Polish?
That'd be cool too. Yeah, that might work. Of course, if you only expect them to do for like 1 week at the end of their high school,
No. Sorry. One semester.
oh, 1 semester. Okay.
Yeah. That every day, 5 days a week, right? Like,
Yeah, you
these
fucking
these kids are
get up to what reverie or you muster because the fucking bugle goes off and
yeah.
you fucking make your bed, take about the quarter off of it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, your last semester of high school, right? It's not like the rest of high school. Every day starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You have no spare period on one, you know what I mean? Like,
and well, no, period one is from 6 a.m. till 10:20, right? And it's all paramilitary. Then you go to your regular classes, right?
oh, that'd be cool.
Because I don't know the specifics of that in the Polish system, but Poland does have this where every student at the last year of their high school, they do the paramilitary training all semester.
That's cool.
And it is very specifically tailored to that neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
So actual ex-military forces are there as your commanding officer, basically, but your teacher,
Right.
and they're showing you this intersection in your neighborhood is important because of this and this.
Yeah,
That's your high ground. That's your kill box, right? So if you're
Yeah,
getting invaded from this direction, this is where you post up. This is your rallying point when you have to fall back.
right.
And like it's all laid out, and it's because Poland's been on the shit end of the stick for as long as Poland's existed, right? Whenever a war goes on,
invaded.
yeah, it's
They're
like,
like-
wait a minute, we have to
they're
take
like,
Poland.
They're like Togo land in you ever watch SCTV? There was this fictional country called Togo that was like every week on the SCTV news, suffered another fucking giant earthquake.
Oh,
And the joke ended up being that this has been 4 straight weeks without an earthquake in Togo, and people are getting nervous, all that sort of shit. It's like Poland is like every few years are like, when are we getting invaded again? This time we're not gonna be on horseback with fucking spears.
I just had a strange thought. The
And
whole military police hospice as serving your nation.
yeah,
We should also think about intellectual and creative endeavors as possibly helping you earn that.
so if you write a very well-regarded piece of fiction, let's say, or you you do some award-winning journalism or some shit. Is that what you mean?
Nope.
Okay, what are you talking about?
I mean, you're a pianist who isn't famous,
Uh-huh.
but you spend every weekend volunteering to teach people piano for nothing. That earns you that gets you your vote. You're a citizen for that.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Because you're helping the community and you're helping maintain the culture.
You're giving people free Montessori education, right?
Yeah.
If you were to do that, yeah, I think absolutely that should get you something, because that's something that we lack here, right? Like, oh, the first thing to get cut in education because our government is controlling it and they're the absolute least efficient way. It's the arts, the real arts, not the liberal arts.
No, it'd be the music department gets cut like first.
Yep. Every time. Yeah, you want to run like one of those little, hey, here's some fun chemistry you can do at home things, but you're volunteering one weekend a month, and you bring all the neighborhood kids round and shit. You have your YouTube channel and show everyone. Why not? I'm okay with that. I like that idea. Encourage people to do it, to spread it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm down.
What else? What are some other ways? Because birthright citizenship is nonsense.
No, I don't agree with birthright citizenship. I
Yeah,
don't
I
believe in
really-
universal suffrage. I think universal suffrage is a uniquely bad idea. So I think okay, so for instance, there'd be a local police. You'd have a constabulary in your area. People who basically the guard, the city guard, who sort of keep the peace to make sure that the the little city, the municipality, is safe from any overarching threat. Right? If something's happening, like there's you've got this guard that keeps watching and and basically starts the ball rolling if something needs to be done, kind of thing. However, your personal safety and the contents of your domicile, you're responsible for that security.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here's something. Civilians
Yep.
can own and carry firearms.
Civilians or citizens?
Civilians.
So people who aren't necessarily citizens can own firearms.
Citizens must.
Must own a firearm. Okay, I hear what you're saying.
And because all citizens are by default deputized.
Makes sense.
Right? So there's a professional police force, but every citizen is deputized. All right? If they're present when a crime is being committed, their actions will be scrutinized later. Right? Or inaction.
Yeah,
right?
The expectation is that you intervene in some way if it's safe to do so. And
we've got to be careful about that because we want to give citizenship to some of the artsy people. So the music teacher, maybe if they go, I hid behind a car, called the professional police force, but I couldn't do anything else because I'm a piano teacher with a gun. Okay, we're not gonna. You don't get thrown in jail.
Right. Well, you know what? Maybe you just give people, because I'm all about liberty. So maybe you make it so that you're a citizen because you perform some service, right? And the expectation is citizens are armed so that they can intervene when needed. However, you can apply for what do you call it? A deferment of that particular requirement. Like, I don't want to force somebody to carry a gun if they don't feel comfortable carrying a gun.
I think that level of formality creates more bureaucracy, and it should be more about case-by-case basis, judgment call, right? 76-year-old woman, gun on her hip, goes to court and says, look, I literally did what I could. And a judge goes, no problem.
I see. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, Rose said, if I had my way, no woman should vote, and no man raised by only a woman should vote. I think Ajax is talking about the arts and science thing that we were talking. Don't encourage kids to go into the creepy neighborhood weirdo's basement, please. and now Lace says, do you dye your hair? Who's she talking to?
I think she's just saying that's the requirement. You can't dye your hair. Or she's talking to one of us. I don't know.
I think one of us, because your wings are your wingtips are almost perfect now.
Yeah, no, I don't dye my hair. This is all natural, baby. I got the Reed Richards.
Yeah. You're getting real wings. I'm just salt and pepper. Except my beard. My beard is basically stark white at this point.
Yeah, mine's the same. Only my mustache is dark in color. And my beard everywhere else is white, like stark white.
No, my mustache is so scattered that it just looks like it has holes in it, so I can't ever let it grow any significant length anymore until it's all white. If it's all white, then once it's all white, I'll get there.
You know what's funny? I was thinking of doing. So I was gonna go to Comic-Con as Canada Man this year, like an expo, right? I'm thinking of reworking the helmet because people just call me Canada Batman because it's like basically based on the Red Robin cowl, so it has a very Batman-y look.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I get it. I understand it. I don't like being referred to as Canadian Batman or Maple Batman or whatever, but I understand why they do it. So I might do some alterations to the helmet. But then I was looking online at one of these fucking cheap knockoff, not knockoff, like a Timu type or AliExpress. That's what it was. I was looking on AliExpress and I saw a costume because it gives your it recommends stuff based on your past searches and stuff, right? So I saw a costume, a really good looking costume for Omni Man. I'm like, fuck, I could grow out a mustache and go as Omni Man. That would be
I
cool.
would buy it. I would totally buy it.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'd have to grow my hair out a little bit to make it more like Omni Man's, but
just a bit.
Yeah, but
and I've been rethinking. Not much, but I've been rethinking my
alter ego
ancillary character.
The Ontarian.
Yeah, no, it should be Torontonian.
The Torontonian,
and you can shorten it to T-Dot.
T-Dot.
Right? Gets a little right, but yeah, because like Costin's right about the pure evil of Torontonians. So Torontonian becomes like very dark anti-hero. Ontario's too big and very bright outside Toronto. It's actually wonderful.
It's true. Yeah,
it's a fantastic place outside of Toronto, but I'm stuck here. I'm stuck here in the West End, and yeah.
Hey, you know what? You could be in the East End. Count your lucky fucking stars. You're not in Scarberia.
I've worked there long
enough. It's fucking nasty there, man. It's so funny. You walk like one block east of Yonge Street, and it's fucking garbage.
No. Because a couple of blocks east of Yonge Street, there's actually a rock climbing gym near Parliament, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good rock climbing gym.
Okay, fair enough. But I mean, like you can tell when you're getting into the ass end of Toronto because you've gone east of Yonge Street.
The gardener runs out.
Yeah, there you go.
And there you are. There you are, surrounded by human feces and needles.
It's fucking nasty. And I haven't been to Toronto in a while. And the thing is, like I said, we're going next week to go to a play. And did I say that during the stream or before?
Before, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so the wife and I are going to, with our friends, to see a play. We're going to see Clue in Toronto next Saturday. And I'm like, fuck. I don't mind going to Toronto. I hate the driving and the parking because it's just such a fucking pain in the ass.
And it's so much worse in the past 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even make any sense how bad the like, I started a new job about, is it 18 months ago now?
Yeah.
And when I first, it's right around the corner from where I live.
It's still in Etobicoke, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Right. But it's right around the corner. I could ride a bike there. I could walk there in under an hour. It's a 5-minute drive 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Today, minimum 20 minutes.
No shit, eh?
It's just volume and bad drivers, man.
Oh my God. Some drivers are just nuts. We were driving up to Guelph today, and or this was on our way home. I think it was on our way home. And this woman is out in front of us, and she's going so slow, and she sees that we're on her ass. And it's not like we're tailgating her. It's just she's moving slow. So we're in turn moving slow, and we're about a car's length behind her. And so she pulls off to the side so we can pass because she didn't know where the fuck she was going. She's like,
okay, my guy,
get off the road. If you don't know where you're going, don't be on the road.
Let me tell you the strangest thing that I've seen recently, and it's just one thing that stood out to me in a string of things. I'm driving on this 3-lane wide. It's 6 lanes, right? So three
one way, 3 the
west,
other,
3 east. I'm in the very left lane because I'm going to have to turn left 2 lights ahead because I plan this. I plan this out.
Yeah.
There's someone in the middle lane. We're stopped at the light, and now they turn their signal on. The light turns green. They're like 3 or 4 cars back from the light.
Yeah.
They realize they have to make a right turn. They're supposed to. That's my right turn right here. This light.
Yeah. I got to get over to the right.
The traffic starts moving and they haven't taken their foot off the brake. They're going to sit there, not moving, waiting for the break in traffic to cut across from the middle lane.
To the right lane.
Right? It's like, honey, you missed it. Just drive on, take your next
That's
turn,
right.
and turn around.
That's right.
Like,
And you can determine whether or not you're going to be able to make it over to the right lane in those 4 cars that are ahead of you. You can determine that before the light turns. You just have to look and see. Are there fucking 6 more cars? I'm not making it over there.
no,
Fuck it.
it's a busy time too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like we were 20 cars deep from the
Yeah,
light.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're 4 cars are back from the front, okay, and you realize, oh shit, I'm in the middle lane. I've got to get over to the right lane. The first thing you do is, okay, put your signal on because maybe you get luck. Maybe you'll get lucky. Then check your rear view mirror or your side mirror to see how many far behind you, and then check to see how, like, do your blind spot check and say, oh fuck, there's like 12 in that lane. I'm not getting in there. Nobody's gonna let me in. It's rush hour. So fuck it. We'll go on to the next one and it'll turn right. Problem is in Toronto's not like Hamilton. Hamilton, everything's one way.
Oh
So
God.
if you want to go to the next, if you want to make another right turn,
It turns you around.
You gotta wait for 2 fucking intersections before you can make a right turn. Does Canada also give driver's license to immigrants as part of it? Yeah, pretty much.
So, okay. There are people could train for years at a university in another country, come to Canada, and they'll say, actually, all your education in this well-respected nation and their education system doesn't mean anything here. You're going to have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to re-educate. But if you come from India with a driver's license and hand it to the Ontario ministry, they will give you an Ontario driver's license.
Yeah, it's insane.
In India, you do not have to drive a car, take a test. You just pay a guy and he gives you a license. I know a guy who has an Indian driver's license. He's never turned the key in an ignition. And they'll give him an Ontario driver's license. I advised he do not take it. He says, yeah, no, I know. And he promises me he's going to go to driving school and everything.
Well, this is the thing with all of these. When we hear about these terrible accidents that happen on the QEW or the 401, and it's like a truck fucking rammed into something, or I guarantee if you're driving on the 401 and you see a truck pulled over because it got involved in some sort of collision, you're going to see that the driver of that truck is probably of a darker complexion.
So it's happening again. It happened about 10, 12 years ago, and it's happening now. Yeah, they're just like Minnesota, just like the rest of the continent, says Seamus.
We didn't say hi to Seamus yet. Hi, Seamus.
I yelled his name, though. Yes, Seamus, good to see you. Thanks for dropping it. Yeah, it's happening again. We're going to have a summer of horrific death on the highway.
Yep.
And we've been seeing it spread out across the country. Now, here's what I heard was there is a AZDZ licensing school in Manitoba that is now run entirely by people from India. People come from Alberta, Indian immigrants.
Yeah.
Get their AZDZ license and go back to Alberta and drive truck and then die. Or kill hockey players on vacation just before the wedding. That's literally what happened. Apparently, Humboldt Broncos, you remember this story? The bus that got T-boned or whatever?
Yep.
That was a driver from India who had no business having a license. Because that Manitoba driving school and licensing agency has been basically taken over, and they're just giving out licenses to Indian people who pay the fee.
Yeah,
and then they go back to Alberta, and they don't know how to drive, first off, but they also definitely don't know how to drive mountain roads and icy mountain roads. And it's not getting the news coverage it should, but 10, 12 years ago in Toronto, we have a highway called the 401 for our American friends. The 401 is literally the busiest highway in the world.
In the world.
Yeah. From I think it's as far west as Martin Grove, out to as far east as White's Road. I know that doesn't mean anything to people not from here,
Yeah.
but it's about 50 kilometers. And on that stretch of the 401, any time of day or night, there is no time that you can drive the speed limit steadily.
No.
You are always being slowed down by volume,
Yep.
right? Like getting up to what do they call it? 55 in miles,
Yeah.
roughly, for
100
100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
You can never stay there. You can stay there for maybe 2 minutes, and then you have to slow down again.
Yeah.
And
I'd say 2 minutes is a stretch. Normally, you might be a minute before you have to put your brake on.
middle of the night, it could be 3 in the morning on a Wednesday.
Yep.
You look in your rearview mirror, it's just headlights as far as the eye can see. You look in front of you, it's just brake lights, like night runners as far as the eye can see. It is wild how much traffic is on here. And it's huge, like there's a express and collectors group, and they're both 4 lanes for a lot of it. 10, 12 years ago, we had like 20 truck rollovers on this highway.
Yep.
Because guys from India got these jobs where, and this was at the time, they had to prove they could drive AZ,
Mm-hmm.
but they see these highways unlike anything ever built in India.
Yeah.
And they're like, my God, I can drive as fast as I want.
Yeah.
And the job is like, drive as often as you want, as much as you want. You get overtime for overtime hour. Like,
Right.
so they were driving back and forth as fast as they could, hitting like 140 in their 52-foot trailers. But they were carrying things like gravel, right? So you're literally carrying 250,000 pounds at 140 kilometers per hour. Shit starts to slow down. You
You
touch
can't
the brake. Oh, yeah. Your cab slows down, but your trailer doesn't. 250,000 pounds doesn't slow down. And they just jackknife and roll over on the
Mhm.
highway. Like, it was terrible. It was so terrible. And I think we're in for it now because we
Yeah.
have something like 5 to 6 million in Indian immigrants in the last 5 years.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's gonna be real bad. It's gonna be real bad. Geez, did I tell you this the other day in my neighborhood? The other day, it's like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I saw a truck rolled over in the ditch, like a AZ truck, and it's I get it. It's a little industrial area. I use it as a cut through to go from one major to the other major. And small curvy road, and there's ditches instead of sewers, and so many truck drivers back up, they reverse their trailer into this driveway all the time.
Yeah.
This guy apparently was reversing, and you know how you have to like turn the truck this way to turn the trailer that way.
Yeah, you reversed, you turn and reverse. Yeah,
So he pointed his trailer the right direction, but then he went ahead and put the fucking cab in the ditch, and it just tipped on its side. So he had torn the trailer. Thank God the parking lots of these two industrials were connected, because he had twisted the trailer and torn it so badly they couldn't get it out. And cops were there and directing us through the parking lots to get around.
State police are now enforcing the spoken and written English requirement on all semi stops now in the U.S. Well, it should, right?
Go Trump. Like, seriously, this is important. If you can't read the fucking manual, how the fuck are you supposed to drive this rig? Like, this is a serious. When you're behind the controls of any machine, we call it a driver. It's not. You're not.
You're an operator.
You're the pilot, right?
Yep.
You have to take care of your cargo and your passengers, and for some reason they don't understand this. They don't care.
No.
It's wild. It's wild to me, man.
It is job. It is job. I have 3 jobs. I always have 2 extra when I lose the first one.
Yeah. What and what? Who's this Indian cat in Congress?
Oh, the guy who's trying to impeach him?
Oh man, like, have you seen that?
The thick accent and the ridiculous hair?
Yes, yeah, but have you seen that tech interview?
No.
I don't know. I see this guy in Congress talking, and I just think, oh, sir, I am what you would call democracy mad. I am sticking my constitution everywhere and seeing what happens. So I am Congress. I am Congress now.
Oh my god. Service during in Illinois, if you get a license, you can register to vote automatically. Yeah, that's insane to me. And that's another reason why I say democracy is kayfabe. They obviously don't care about democracy if they're just handing out the ability to vote to anybody. It's not a real thing to them. And I don't even
Well,
think this is a Democrat Republican thing. I don't think it's even a left right thing. I think it's a matter of like the powers that be, the people who actually run government, they don't give a fuck who votes for them. It's like that episode of Rick and Morty, where the Council of Ricks, where Morty is the first Morty to get elected in the Council of Ricks in the city of all the Ricks, right? And the Citadel of Ricks, I should say. So Morty happens to win, and so he's there at like the big table of the president of the Ricks of the Citadel, and all these other Ricks, like the fashion Rick, the fucking the candy Rick, the bootlegging Rick, all the different Ricks who are in charge of the different industries and the different areas of the Citadel. They're all like, "Hey, you know what? Congratulations, but we're the ones who really run the Citadel, and we don't give a shit. They can elect a Jerry. We're the ones who are going to decide what happens. So as long as you play ball, everything's going to be fine." So basically, yeah, these people don't give a fuck who gets elected.
well, you're saying, and we're all saying, Democrat, Republican, left, right, liberal, conservative. Uh, I've been thinking about it in more simplified terms. You like to say, mind your own business, or there ought to be a law.
That's the two mindsets.
The leave me alone people and
Yeah.
the do what I say people.
Okay, so the ought to be a law are the equivalent to do what I say. And the
Yeah.
leave me alone are the equivalent to
Mind your own business.
mind your own business.
Yeah. But I these are, as far as I'm concerned, the simplest, clearest terms, right? And if you consider yourself a do what I say person, on some level, you have to know you're the bad guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They don't view it as that, right? And this is the thing that's hard to explain. It's a hard thing for libertarians to explain to people who think in terms of like government's here to help. So I'm going to vote for a government that helps the most, right? This is the mindset. So they'll vote for the liberal because the liberal, yeah, okay, he's going to tax me more heavily, but that means that poor people get health care. That means that, welfare checks go out to people who can't work.
It doesn't.
This is their mindset, right? This is their mindset.
I know.
Right. And so Penn Jillette, who's also like a libertarian in that sense, says, I want good schools too, but I'm not willing to take a gun and point it to your head and say, you need to want good schools too.
No, he is. He's a liar. That's bullshit. That guy's a leftist. He's as left as they come.
But he's also but I'm saying the quote stands, right? A libertarian's mindset is like, look, I want great things. I just don't want to be forced at gunpoint to pay for them. Okay. Most of the shit that the government does that it's is doing to make a better society could be done through crowdfunding. Okay. If somebody really wanted to build a fucking park, they could organize it through a crowdfunding. As a matter of fact, I think that's a great idea. I think there should be a crowdfunding system for public works. Like this specifically designed for public works. So the people in the community who say, you know what, we need to clean up this park. It needs new equipment. It needs, whatever. We want to build a leash-free area in the area. Fine, goes up on the website. People who want that can donate to it. The parcel of land is already earmarked for it, but it just needs funding. So rather than tax a bunch of people, just say, hey, you know what? There's 720 households that have dogs in this small little town. Everybody who wants to have a leash-free area for the dogs puts a few bucks in. We can get enough money to build the leash-free area for the dogs. Why does it have to be the people who don't have dogs to pay for it, right? by force, by threat of going to jail for not paying property taxes. So this is my point. Like most of what the government does could be done through voluntarism and like crowdfunding, frankly.
Yeah,
back,
and
back to the Heinleinian feudalism.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm reminded of the case. Like it's literally the people trying to do it your way, and that way being hindered by government, where the guy went out and built a thing that the neighborhood needed because he's a contractor. He had the gear in his garage.
Right.
$400 of material, and he donated his time over a weekend, right?
They tore it down.
They tore it down. The city tore it down because it didn't meet. Instead of just checking it and making sure that it fit the what do they call those guidelines?
The codes, the building codes.
The codes. They sent a team of 6 people and a little the little bobcat.
Yeah.
To tear it down to the tune of $46,000 on the taxpayer's dime. Like
voluntarism, is a threat to government. That's exactly it. And that's why, like, I'm of the mindset government is a necessary evil. It's not a force for good. But most people believe it's a force for good, especially in Canada. In Canada, and this is going back to what I said at the beginning, this is the fault of allowing women to vote. Because women have a caregiver demeanor.
No, you're blaming women. I blame the men.
No, I'm not blaming women. I'm blaming the policy that allows for government to become geared towards a feminine mindset, a feminine motivation, which is caregiver, because it turned the Western civilization into a nanny state that was there to help everybody.
I just don't know that it's like, okay, men have been more and more feminized over the past 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah, but why is that?
And in
they put the chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay.
Longhouse, frogs gay. But also, like, in Canada in particular, because we don't have a culture of having to fight for it. We have before 40 years ago, we were well respected, and we had a history of men volunteering to do the right thing. We never had that real test like the Americans had,
right,
where we had to fight or die,
right,
for what we believe. And now it's like, oh well, yeah, that's old school. It's too dated. It's
a different world now. We do things through
exactly.
And like technically, the United States hasn't been at war since Vietnam.
Afghanistan.
Actually, I don't even know if Vietnam counted as a war. Was it a conflict?
Of course it did. Yeah, Afghanistan.
Congress did declare war. That's right, because they drafted people. So yeah, Congress did declare war. Everything else has just been a conflict or an incident.
It's war. Like that's
I know it is. I'm just saying, like,
a distinction without a difference, right? Like,
no, but what I'm saying is, like, the United States prides itself on, like, oh well, no, we don't get involved in wars anymore.
Canada's basically been blanketed in protection with our proximity to the United States.
Exactly.
And we haven't had to do anything. And it's just
that's another reason why the subconscious Canadian understands that we're not really a very serious place. We like when Trump, that's why it's like it was they got their back up so much when Trump said, "Hey, Canada should be the 51st state," that line's imaginary. It really doesn't mean anything. And the fact is that most people realize, yeah, he's kind of right. We have our ties to the crown are ceremonial only. We're no longer like part of Great Britain, and we have more in common with the United States than we do with Great Britain. I mean, yeah, we have a parliamentary system, but the fact of the matter is, our culture is more like the United States. Our ethnic background for most of the people here is the same as in the United States. We speak the same language. We follow the same gods. So yeah, we are more like the United States than we are, our European counterparts.
I wish.
We watch the TV shows. We consume the same way, the same type of products. So most people, I think, know that, even if they're not willing to admit it. And so when Trump made the joke about annexing the United States or not buying Canada, but basically making it part of the United States, people got their back up because they're like, I can't be forced to come to terms with the reality of what this man is saying.
If we were more like the United States, we'd be better off.
We
But
would.
we're more like Europe, and but without the hardship.
I don't mean the government. I mean our people, like the people
Yeah.
here.
Yes. No. That's what I'm saying too.
You think the people here, in mindset and in disposition, are more European than they are American?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Yes. Yeah. The way that the Europeans are more the Europeans are more guilty for being successful than they are
Oh, I see what you're
happy
saying.
with their success, which is what leads to all of this. What's that Jewish guy's name? Gad Sad.
Yeah.
I like him enough.
Oh, suicidal
Empathy.
Yeah, suicidal empathy.
Right. You know why?
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to because we didn't fight for it, and now we've been guilty for everything that's been handed to us because we're white people.
But I don't think that
it is such ridiculous racism coming from these people.
No, I get it, but I don't think that's distinctly European and by virtue of that Canadian. Because that happens in the United States too. I think it's a mindset, it's a mentality. It's a leftist mentality, which is an extension of the embrace.
You're not wrong.
Is an extension of the embrace of the feminist ideals of caregiver and nurturer. I think it's an extension of that.
Possibly.
Yeah. We feel guilty.
Yeah, okay.
Our feminine side is saying we're guilty of all the evil, toxic masculinity of the past.
Sure. But toxic masculinity is also white masculinity.
Yeah.
And because Canada didn't fight for its independence, because the people have been, feminized, but also made guilty of for quote unquote oppression and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's sort of blending together, but the lack of that ancient war for freedom.
Yeah.
We don't have a war for freedom. And I don't think Canadians understand what freedom really is.
No, well, they certainly don't appreciate it.
Because they my family in the past went to war to help other people be free. Canada was never at risk, right? This country didn't suffer that. It was basically quote unquote free from the beginning. So as the freedoms start to be eroded, people are like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's cool. Because they've been taking it for granted the whole time.
Yeah. Seamus has got a few comments here. That's the government 3-letter agencies pushing psychological warfare to emasculate men so they can maintain control. Yeah, that's part of it for sure. And it's putting the chemicals in the water to turn the frickin' frogs gay. Western Europeans have been lip-wristed for a century at this point, and it's working its way into the U.S. Yes, but you have the monomyth in power in the United States. Eastern Europe bore the price for Western imperialists. Yeah. All I can say is you Americans are lucky Trump came along when he did. And the fact of the matter is, I think he came along at the exact perfect time, You might argue it would have been better if he'd become elected president 8 years earlier. Could have undone the Obama stuff, but or kept the Obama stuff from happening. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think he was ready. I don't think the Americans were ready to elect him. They keep saying America's not ready to elect a black president. This is what they said before Obama got elected. Americans not ready to elect a black president. And then they said thing about Hillary Clinton. America's not ready to elect a female president. Well, America was very much not ready to elect a Donald Trump president until 2016. It had to get so bad that he had to say, "Fuck it, I'm running," because he's been talking about it for 30 years, saying, "I don't think I want to do it, but things would have to get really bad if I were to do it." And so finally, things got that bad, and I don't think he saw it just in the United States. He saw it in all of Western civilization.
Yeah,
he said, "I got to step in. I got to do my shit." And he did. And you guys are fucking lucky to have him.
Yeah, the West has been turned around. And
I think you may be right about that too. Yeah, pretty right, Jax. The Obama bullshit had to happen to wake people. I think so, because you had the Tea Partiers, and they really never got off the ground. And then after Obama's 8 years, people were like, "Okay, this is fucking horseshit, man."
No, they did. No. They got off the ground. That's a thing that people our age remember.
No. What I'm saying is,
MAGA is like the extension of that.
Right.
That was a seedling. That was a tiny little baby plant that grew into a MAGA tree.
No, it did. But the thing is, what I'm saying, at the time when it first appeared,
Yeah,
it kind of sort of fizzled away, right?
Well,
but you're right. It was
overshadowed, but that little plant grew, and it grew into a Donald Trump presidency, right?
Sure, so you're saying the Tea Party became the MAGA Party?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like I always thought of the Tea Party as like an extension of Ron Paul, because it was very libertarian.
Yeah.
It's too goddamn big. It's too expensive, and it's ripping us off, and yeah.
But Ron Paul's 5'3" and not like a successful businessman and developer or whatever. Like, he's a great doctor, a great guy, and I agree with most of the things he said in his life.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the guy.
No.
He
was. What I think it is? I think the Tea Party and Occupy Wall Street were infiltrated by the feds. Yes, you're right, and destroyed from within.
There you go.
Occupy Wall Street was actually pretty basic and simple when it first started rolling, and the whole gender ideology and the progressive stack shit that got put into it.
Yes,
that was a psyop.
Yeah,
that wasn't like
the CIA. Yeah, the CIA literally did that.
Here's the thing: it reached mass appeal, and now you've got people parodying the shit. People who actually genuinely believe the same shit that was like a fucking joke. That was a psyop. It's like the free bleeding movement that 4chan started. Remember that?
Dicks out for Harambe.
Well, that's more of a joke, but no,
it's all the same thing. Like it's just
I get it. But
that's a branch that didn't
where,
sure, but
smash the patriarchy, free bleed, meaning women should walk around during their periods not wearing any undergarments at all and just bleed everywhere. And people fucking ran with it. It was a joke. It was just a fucking it was a goof. And the leftists ran with it.
Well, and so was It's Okay to Be White.
Oh, and yeah, but see, that was a positive thing.
But to this day, it's seen as fucking racist by the do what I tell you people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that's holding the mirror up to the insanity that people are under. But the free bleeding thing shows just how stupid and how manipulated the left can be. If it sounds like you're fighting patriarchy, that's all they gotta say. Did you ever see the YouTube video? These guys were walking around doing like a man on the street type of video capture, and they were asking women at like Brown College or whatever to put an end to women's suffrage. Would you sign this petition to end women's suffrage? Absolutely. Yes. Because they heard it and they thought it meant women suffering. Right? And it was like this one woman said, "Wait, what? No, I'm not signing that. I don't want to take away my right to vote." Finally, some person fucking knew what it meant. The well-meaning are idiots. You need to be a
Education
little.
doesn't mean what it used to.
It certainly doesn't. The Tea Party's gone off the ground, but it was taken over by the agent provocateurs of the government. Yeah.
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 Occupy Wall Street was the beginning of the end, because there it was. People were actually starting to be aware of the problem, which was a privately owned Federal Reserve,
Mhm.
right? And it got twisted, manipulated into what we have now.
Yeah.
And what we have now is my country just borrowed $1.5 trillion from your country, and now everyone's broke.
Yeah, exactly. I like the. I don't know if you watched any of the either videos on this news piece on the CBC or CTV. I can't remember. Andrew Scheer, who's the interim leader while Pierre Poilievre sorts out whether or not he's going to be part of government. He was speaking to some bald-headed fart on Canadian TV, and he made mention that the Liberal government printed X billions of dollars in money, and the guy interrupted him and started saying, "No,
With
they didn't print."
pedantry?
What's that?
With pedantry and semantics?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and he was basically, it wasn't money printing. They didn't. There aren't more dollars in circulation. He's like, "Oh, come on," and Shear's trying to say, "Come on, man, you're fucking splitting hairs." You know what I'm saying? The government made money out of whole cloth. They basically fabricated the money. No, what they did was they sold bonds to the Bank of Canada, blah, 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 blah. That's printing money. That's how it's done. They call it quantitative easing, but it's printing money. It's saying, hey, buy some bonds and we'll be good for it. You know us, we're the Canadian government. And put some money into circulation. Oh, okay. The bank does it because it's just another little tick of debt to the Canadian taxpayers. Now the government has this much more debt, so they have to tax more. Anyway, Ron Paul was a peaceful firebrand. He was the only man I voted for to be president until Trump came up. Yeah, you know what? Ideally, Ron Paul would have won something. Yeah, I know.
So for 20 years, this guy won his riding of Carleton.
Right.
And then, oh, maybe we'll just gerrymander this place called Canada into your riding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the
Which is
liberals
like a
did.
liberal
That's
strong
how they cut him out. Like, I've argued with people, literally my sister. Oh, look how kind they're being, letting him run a by-election whenever he's ready.
That's how it's done.
They fucking burned him. They fucking burned
That's,
him
that's,
because they
that's
could.
the expectation. They're supposed to do that. They're if the leader of a party loses their seat, they either retire or they run a by-election in a safe seat so they can remain leader of the party.
No, but here's what I mean is this fool, my sister, is saying, "Oh, look how good they're being about this." It's normal practice to just run the by-election when they're ready. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
And not only that,
But
elections
here's
in
the
Canada,
problem is they gerrymandered his seat away
right,
from him because they knew they couldn't fucking get that seat.
right. No, it's horseshit, man. They did it over here too. Like where I am, Burlington's now been split into like fucking basically 2 ridings. So the area above a certain area above, I think it's the area above Upper Middle Road or something, or above the QEW is one riding, and the area below the QEW is another riding.
As far as I'm concerned, Ontario should get no seats. Just cut Ontario out. Right? Ottawa, the seat of federal government, no, you get no seats.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone
Like
around
Washington,
you,
D.C.
everyone around you should determine whether or not you're worthy of this, not the people living in your fucking province.
Yeah, that's like Washington D.C., right? Washington D.C. doesn't get a seat in Congress because what's that? You had
Three.
three drinks. I only took one out.
No, they get 3 seats.
Washington D.C. gets 3 seats now.
Yeah.
I thought they never had seats. I thought they weren't supposed to have seats because they're not
supposed to, but they actually have 3 now.
Oh God, that's horseshit, man.
Americans, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm under the impression that they actually have Washington D.C. gets 3 seats.
They should change it from democracy to kefabe.
You keep saying that. I don't hear it. I can't even repeat it. What does that mean? Is that Latin?
It's no, I don't know what it is.
Say it, spell it, put it in the chat so I can see it.
Kayfabe. It's like
that's no language. No language works like that. Kfabe should be QUE or fuck off, because if it's not Latin, you're just talking gibberish.
I may be pronouncing it wrong. It refers to the illusion that events, matches, storylines, and relationships are not real, not staged. It's professional wrestling terminology.
So the weebs and I will call it kabuki.
Oh, it's kayfabe, not kayfabe. It's kayfabe.
Kayfabe. Okay, that kabuki something. What is that short for? What's the etymology of this?
Well,
because I don't believe it.
Merriam-Webster, kayfabe, noun, the tacit agreement between professional wrestlers and their fans to pretend that overtly staged wrestling events, stories, characters, etc., are genuine. There have been some wild storylines and matches throughout the history of wrestling and wrestlers who will do almost anything not to break kayfabe.
Okay, hold on. Pox says kayfabe. Pox says Ree! Like fucking normies. If you're watching professional wrestling, you're a fucking normie. That is the most normie shit that's ever existed. You may as well listen to Taylor Swift. Suck my dick and die.
What's the etymology? What's the word origin?
I have no fucking idea. But reeing, not knowing kayfabe and professional wrestling, get out normie. I'm sorry, guy.
I wish. You know what? Let's ask what Pi seems to think. What is the etymology of the word? I've been saying it wrong this entire time.
Heel, that those sort of are neutral and, you know, what's the word? Not instinctual, intuitive.
The etymology of the word kayfabe is somewhat mysterious and has been the subject of much speculation. Pig Latin for fake. Some believe that kayfabe is derived from Pig Latin.
Okay.
Fake, like ache-fay.
Pig Latin for fake. Kayfabe. Yeah. I don't need more explanation.
Others theorize that the term originated in the secretive language of traveling carnival workers, where it meant protecting the secrets of the business, or served as a code word to alert colleagues to behave as if something is real when it's not. Carney phone trick. Another theory links kayfabe to a trick used by cash-strapped carnival workers who would call home, collect, and ask for kayfabian, a made-up name to save money on long-distance calls. Despite these theories, the exact origin of kayfabe remains uncertain, adding to its enigmatic charm and continued use in the world of professional wrestling and beyond. Thank you, Pi.
Cellular Cobra, welcome, or fuck off bot.
Cellular Cobra. My sister loves wrestling. LOL. Has Cellular Cobra been in here before? We think might be a bot.
I don't know Cellular Cobra. I don't think we've seen them before. Welcome if you're a real person, but you know what? 90% chance you're a bot because we don't get promoted anywhere.
They may have just come across this channel, right?
That seems less likely at this point in our history, right? You know, how many years? I've been on here like a decade. You were here shortly after, and we've been working together ever since.
Yeah.
So if you're not a bot, you got to do
about
some
my
seriously.
pronunciation of kayfabe. He's also upset that says understanding kayfabe is the best tool a dungeon master can have. Your mom needs some kayfabe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good dungeon master, so I don't know. I ran
You're literally the best dungeon master I've ever had. So
really not.
get on.
Maybe
Get
I'm
on,
the best
get
you've
on
ever
with your
had, but I
dad's
feel
help.
sorry for you because I judge myself quite poorly. After an event, I feel like I either laid things on too thick, I didn't provide what the players needed, or I led them by the nose. I never feel completely satisfied when I'm done. Speaking of which,
Nor should you, but you always do a great job. And if your players have a great time, you've done more than enough, right? Like that's
thank you. Appreciate it. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. So
like, hey, you have a weekly session going
that's true. I
with
do. Yeah.
some people live, and I and Pox are begging you to please let's go back into a. So you must be doing something right, guy. Let's get on this.
I did a play test this today with my friends who I normally play Deathbringer with, which is like a D&D derivative.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little hurt.
I'm
I
sorry.
wanted to do the playtest.
I have more play testing to do. I definitely have more play testing to do.
You know, why wasn't we first?
I'm sorry.
You went with your IRL people? What are you, a normie?
Yeah.
Get on the internet and talk to random strangers.
We play tested 4 Color Concepts, which is my rules light superhero RPG, and it went remarkably well. Apart from the fact that the open-ended character creation, the liberal approach to character creation, means that you run the risk of power gamers trying to like become the main character syndrome in the whole thing and trying to basically make themselves into gods. There's always the risk. So the takeaway from this, because I had a younger player in the game. He's a young man. He's in his 20s, and he's not very worldly. He's not very confident, and he has a I don't know, this tendency to basically he doesn't think very deeply on things. So if it looks cool in a show, he wants to do that. Not because of the greater meaning that of what that action meant in the show. It's just it looked cool. So this is he made a character who basically had matter alteration powers and was essentially immortal. And he made it so that the only way, like his only weakness was his name was a secret, and if you learned his name, you could make him powerless. So I had to take the opportunity to do that because I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, first off, that's a shitty weakness. And second, you're fucking with one of my NPCs. So I made him
my game.
yeah, he was basically trolling the entire game. But anyway, he had fun regardless. But I said, I think my takeaway from this is that there needs to be a little bit more control on the part of the game master during character creation. So I think one of the rules will be that the game master chooses your weakness. So you can choose your 3 powers, but the game master is going to look at those powers and go, okay, you've made a very powerful hero here. How about this weakness? Every time you use your powers, you get a little bit weaker. It's slowly killing you to use your powers. So you could do that if you have the balls to do it as a game master. But I think that's probably a good way to counter the fact that there might be power gamers. But I tried to explain to him like the rules light nature of this, the narrative nature of this game is such that it requires a little bit of good faith on the part of the players, meaning they're not trying to get one over on the game master. They're looking to do a collaborative storytelling situation with the game master. The game master will present the conflicts, and you will reasonably try and overcome those conflicts or resolve those conflicts. And so it's a bit of a dance between the players and the game master. It's a willful suspension of disbelief, and it's a cooperative kind of thing. So you're not going to make God. You're going to make somebody who fits into the concept of a cape comic.
On the other side of the coin,
yeah.
Do you really want to play a character that always wins and never dies?
Well, this was
Like,
the thing. He was
that's
playing.
my powers. I always win and never die. Like,
Well,
are you that boring?
Well,
Like, that's not even
yeah.
normie. That's like,
No, but this is why I say he's young. He's not very worldly, and he's
No.
insecure. Excuse me.
Young
He made
is
a character. He made a character of a young, not very worldly, insecure player would make, right? So he said and tried to justify. Say, well, my character's an alien. His planet was destroyed, and now he's looking. He's going to try and find which civilization was that destroyed it. He's the only survivor, so he came to Earth to check it out, and he hates the humans. I'm like, well, why does he hate the humans? He says because they're so beneath him. He's so much more advanced, and they're so beneath him. I'm like, well, if they're so beneath him, they're obviously not the ones who sent the bomb to destroy his planet. So what are you still doing here? Because it's fun. Like, it's fun to what? Like, he's like,
it's fun to lord it
fun to
over.
be able to snap my fingers and disintegrate a car. Like the cops rolled up because of how they entered. The cops rolled up because of how they decided they were going to enter into this like private company, and so 911 was called because these superheroes decided they were just going to.
Nigga LARP as Omni-Man.
This is it. He says, well, I really like Omni-Man. And I'm like, okay, but Omni-Man put up a facade. He didn't come here just acting like an asshole.
True. Yeah.
Right? So it took a while before he said, okay, I got to attack my friends and try and take over the planet. So, but that's what I'm saying. He's kind of young, not very worldly. And I said, like, if you hate the humans here so much and you know they're not the ones who destroyed your planet, why are you still here? You got to think about these things when you're making a character. Like, this is you need to make sense, and just snapping your fingers and making cop cars disintegrate just because it's fun makes no sense. It may make sense to you as the player, but it makes no sense to you, to your character, the way you've written him out.
Okay,
he's the last survivor of his civilization, and he's looking for revenge. So he's just going to torment everybody he comes across. Like,
Seamus says here, the best time I've ever had as a DM was making the owner of a shop a level 20 retired adventurer and be like, don't play with me. I'm better at power gaming than you. See, because if you're a good player, if you're looking to play, you're actually looking to play from an area of deficit, right? If you want to do this, you're doing it to overcome something. Otherwise, what are you doing other than like go jerk off? All the girls do all the things, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not a masturbation session. This is something that you can get creative with.
And this is something about power gamers that is kind of like, it's kind of disappointing to game masters when they find they've got a power gamer in the group. First off, almost always it's a young guy. It's someone who's young. And they haven't learned the finer points. They think it's a game that they need to win as opposed to a game that's
Yeah. And hey, power gaming, but power in your direction and make your weakness real.
Yeah.
And valuable.
And that's the thing. He had that as a cool weakness. He even told me about it. He was like, yeah, I was going to make it like Spawn. Like, the more he used his power, the more it was killing him. And eventually all the power runs out and he's just dead. Like,
so he had a good idea.
I'm like, that's a good weakness. That would have been good because then your character would have been motivated to be, selective with when he was using his powers.
Exactly. Like,
right? But you decided by making him this like guy with no real weakness at all. You decided I can do whatever the fuck I want because I can't be defeated.
No, but like,
it's not very satisfying for anybody else at the table, and eventually it's not going to be
badass tough.
Yeah,
and I can do some damage, and when I mean to, I can just wipe a guy off the map.
Right.
But it cost me 10 years of my life. Okay, that's actually that's some serious business we're talking about here.
Yeah, it ages me.
Right?
Yeah.
And but power gaming, I'm the best fighter. There's literally no one that can match me hand to hand. But straight goods, I'm allergic to lead. So or graphite, right?
Yeah.
So you pull out a pencil against
a
sword, and somehow the pen is mightier than the sword here.
There you go.
Like, there's something. You got to have something to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Now, Cellular Cobra, not a bot,
Right.
just drunk 23-year-old playing House Flipper 2, looking at random streams. Think I subbed to you years ago off a comment on Rage's stream. Wait, Rageaholic? Right.
I just don't type in chat much. Oh, that's cool.
Hey, or maybe this is one of the more advanced bots, and we've got an advanced bot. That's like having a ground level Jew.
It's not very nice calling this person a bot just because you don't.
No, I'm not calling him a bot. I'm just not sure yet. You know, but if we have a serious bot, that's like having a ground level.
You know, Raging Dissident. Do you know that YouTuber?
Wait, yes, I actually do. Holy shit!
So there you go. Years ago, another. YouTuber.
No, it does, but it doesn't mean anything. Because I'm drinking too much and you're too new. But keep coming back. We'll treat you the same way we treat everyone.
I know we're both
guy comes into the chat calling me N-word F slur.
I know we're over 2 hours, but I wanted to tell another little tidbit from this play session. So this young guy who's like, super powered God man, they're doing this investigation, and they know that one of the suspects that they're looking for, one of the leads that they're looking for, has been murdered before they could even find him, because they've come across his, the chalk outline at his house kind of thing. So they get in their head, well, do we know somebody, a superhero, because this is a world full of superheroes, who can speak with the dead? Because if we can find his body, if his body's in the morgue, and we can speak with the dead, great, we can get some information. And I say, you know what? You do know somebody. He's a superhero called Talismonger. And this is a character I created while they were making their characters, just to give them an idea of what I was looking for in terms of like how to write it out, right? So Talismonger, they call him Talismonger. His real name is Timothy Collins. Good
name.
Nobody knows his secret but his butler Roundtree. And his powers are a result of his seemingly endless collection of magical artifacts. And so he has basically, his main power is he has unsurpassed knowledge of all things magical and otherworldly. His second power is an impressive arsenal of magic wands. And his third power is his magic cloak of teleportation. Right? Simple. His weaknesses, he has no powers without his equipment. If he doesn't have his equipment, he's powerless. He's nothing without his talismans. So anyway, they come to this guy. I'm like, okay, I'll use him as my NPC. So they find him drinking in a bar. I make him kind of like a John Constantine type character, and he's drinking in a bar. And they say, "Hey, we understand. We hear you can talk to the dead. Can you help us out?" And for whatever reason, he can't come. But he's like, "No, but I've got something for you." But before he can start like going along this path, the bad guy, the bad player in my group, decides he's going to try and muscle him up and say, "Why can't you come with us?" kind of thing, right? And so I play him off as like offended, like, "Don't put hands on me." And he looks at him and he goes like this. Davin Heir to the Crown. He knew his name because he has a magical fucking contact lens. So he's able to peer into his soul and find out who he was. And once he did that, he's powered down. He has no fucking powers. And he was like really upset that I did that to him. Like, dude, you put a weakness in there. I'm going to exploit it. Like, and that weakness is pretty fucking specific. So anyway, he was very upset. And he says, well, when we leave and they're not looking, I'm going to snap my fingers and he's going to turn into a dust like fucking Thanos. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what you think happens. Fine. I'm like, no, man, he's my NPC. I'm giving him plot armor. He's immune to your fucking powers.
Yeah, no. He learned your name. He's immune forever.
That makes him immune.
No, he doesn't have to kill you. He doesn't have to end you. But you can try. And he's like, no, your name's in my brain. It's over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Because he's got telepathic communication with him.
Yeah.
It's just every time he goes to think about doing it, he hears a voice and said, "Don't do it, mate." Don't do it. Or he just goes, Hey, Davinair of the Crown, how you doing there? Anyway, that was my adventure
that's
today,
good. That's
and they
really
had a good time. They really enjoyed it. And I was worried they were going to be disappointed that I decided to take a break from Deathbringer, but they said no, let's do it. We'd love to do it. And then they said, yeah, we should play that again.
You know
My
why?
advice,
Because you brought these people into a world or into a group of worlds, and they were like, "That's a new world." Yeah, no, we'll try that too. Why not?
yeah,
Because they've been having so much fun. So
yeah.
you're talking about, oh, you don't think you're a good GM,
It's not that I
DM,
don't think I'm a
whatever.
good DM. I
No,
don't think I'm as
they
good as people
trust
say I
you
am.
so much. You can just. This is like being a good pack leader for your dogs. Your dogs will just go where you take them, and they'll be like, everything here is good.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. They're fully on board with the willful suspension
Yes.
of disbelief. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And no, they'll try. They've been having fun. You've been doing this now for how many months? Is it over a year now?
4 or 5 months. Yes, 4 or 5 months, I think.
They
They
try
go up
to make
every other session. Just about every other session. I think they're at level 5 or 6 now. So yeah, we go for 4 or 5 months.
but they trust you now to make this worthwhile. You've been doing it. They've been playing their characters. You've got one young asshole. They're all gonna whip him into shape, right?
Yeah, even in our Deathbringer game, he's constantly saying how he's the leader of the group. And it's a joke. Everybody's like, yeah, sure, buddy, whatever. I'm about to make a juggalo for the superhero game.
If Pox wasn't a guy I've known from the days of Mines, I would think he was a fucking bot. Sometimes, guys, sometimes.
You gave a wrench
Like
to a bot.
some sometimes you all are so disappointingly normie. Like
Why
I'm the
juggalos
only
are normie? You think
I'm the
juggalos are
only one
normie?
of us that would be clinically called autistic if I was born 20 years ago instead of 40 odd.
Neurodivergent.
Oh,
I had a City of Heroes character called Mr. Madcap, and he was essentially like he dressed up like in a Harlequin costume, and he had a rapier in one hand and one of those little short sword like dagger type things in the other. And he was called Mr. Madcap, and he was just fucking insane. And we had a base, and he had decorated his base like to look like it was an insane looking base. It even had like graffiti on it that insulted one of the superheroes in the group. Yeah, it was fun. I like making like clown type characters too. But
my
he was just a fencer. He would go around and like, haha, and he had one of those like what do you call it? Those masquerade masks that have the really long nose. So it was like black and white Harlequin costume, with red gloves, red boots, and the red what do you call it? The red mask, that with the big fucking long nose.
my armor is contempt. My shield is disgust. My sword is hatred. In
Why?
the Emperor's
Because he was a
name,
Harlequin?
survive.
Because he was like a fucking clown guy?
Because that is like the most overeducated normie thing I could imagine.
Canadian Zorro. Yeah, he's like a Canadian Zorro clown. Yeah. But he's just cuckoo. He was like nutty. He had really stupid. In City of Heroes, you can hit a button in it, and your character shouts their catchphrase or their like battle cry. His battle cry, I changed every
The
time
goose is loose.
Yeah, the battle cry changed every time I logged on, and it was something different. The snozberries taste like snozberries, or something crazy like that. Like something goofy. I'm about to make a juggalo for the superhero. Yeah. Oh, I sent you Pox. You didn't respond because I think you're in the middle of dealing with something a little bit more serious. But I sent you a link through your Gmail account to the document and to the new character sheet as a PDF. So you should be able to look at them.
But Pox,
You should be able to download and print it too if you want.
I was also inspired by your villains sheet possibility.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, the media knows me as the diddler.
Diddler. That's funny.
Oh, what's the next bit?
Oh, I can't remember what it was. The
No, just the powers. How does it?
I'm most well known for.
I'm most well known for diddling children, but
But
also
also
diddling
regular
the elderly
and
and regular old rape.
uh,
What I would be in dire straits if the heroes found out I don't actually have any superpowers. I just rape people.
that's right. It would spell disaster if the heroes were to find out.
Yeah, it would
I'm just
spell
a rapist.
disaster.
I'm just a rapist. Oh fuck. That's some funny shit.
It's terrible, and that's why it's so good.
Well, yeah, all the best comedy is fucking borderline
Yeah, no,
insanity.
it's got a hinge on the worst possible thing,
Mhm.
right? The strangest, least expected outcome.
Yep.
That's why Anthony Jeselnik has been so funny all that time.
He's
And
pretty funny.
yeah, no, he dipped out. I kind of understand why he dipped out originally, but since then he's been very quiet,
Yeah.
you know. There was a very offensive comic, if you're not familiar with Anthony Jeselnik. Uh
He's
yeah, he
great.
made some. Yeah, oh, you like him. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
know
yeah.
who he is. And you saw his show.
I don't think I saw him live,
Yeah,
but
no, he got his own show.
oh really?
And yeah, it was great. It was so good. It was him hosting, but also being him.
Yeah.
And then he did some joke about shark attacks
Yeah.
where he was on the side of the sharks, and the studio basically said, "You're going to do what we say or we shut you down." And because all of the people on the show, like the set dressers and all of that, costume designers,
Yeah, yeah.
they were on contract. He fulfilled his contract, apologized for the shark joke, and let them fulfill their contracts, and then stopped doing the show.
Right.
Because if they're gonna censor him for his jokes, he's not gonna do the show. But he had to shut up
Yeah, because
because
he didn't want to ruin the lives of all the people who, helped make the
exactly
show
that
work.
these
Yeah.
people are just so. And since then, he's actually been very quiet all over the internet. Uh, yeah, but he was literally one of the most offensive and creative and best comedians of our time. And he just felt like pressured to shut down. Great, great creative mind, though.
Anthony Jeselnik roast Tom Segura, Andrew Schultz, and Brendan Schaub.
Look up his Charlie Sheen roast. Winning, that guy couldn't win a coin toss.
Right.
And that was pre-show. That was out on the carpet. Like while they were walking in, that was his opener. Oh. Okay, but we're pushing 3 hours.
Yeah,
This
we are
should
good.
be the time that we call it.
Probably a good idea. We're getting up early tomorrow. I got to take the pups to the pee.
You are. I'm not. I'm sleeping in. So
And then the wife and I are going out to breakfast, and then we're going to go do some shopping. Go to the Royal Botanical Gardens to do some shopping, and then we're going to go. We're looking for wind chimes, and I know they sell them there. And then we're going to probably go to Terra, maybe Michael's. I want to get some T-shirts and do some heat transfer printing on some T-shirts. Tomorrow's a busy day, buddy.
You need some T-shirts that fit your big ass chest.
It's true.
Damn, son, you getting big.
Oh, stop it. You too.
You have no idea. But we're calling it. That's the end. Thank you for sticking it out with us, guys. We'll see. If you're not a bot,
Cellular Cobra.
Cellular Cobra, come back next. Wait, link in the description to Craig's.
Oh yeah, I do. We alternate. So the week that he does his, I don't do mine, and
I'm not always this drunk, so you know. Most times I'm not now. I'm actually like, for calorie purposes, I don't drink this much all the time. So the link is in the description.
I lied. I'm a bot.
And if you are a bot, come on by. We love bots. We love chatting with the bots.
Yeah, I do. I do stream on my channel every other week.
We really like bots. Like, look at him talking to Hey Pie.
Oh yeah,
And we'll have all the bots come over, and we will argue with bots incessantly. So if you're a bot, you're not a bot. Don't take it personally. We can't tell yet. 30% of human beings don't pass the Turing test.
I don't think that's
Cellular
a bot.
Cobra.
No, I don't think Cellular Cobra is a bot because I think that picture a bot wouldn't choose.
I would hope not, but bots are normies. So
no, that's not really a normie picture. That's like a hand drawn.
It shouldn't be, but you know, who knows? Who knows at this point? Uncle Ted was right, and Cellular Cobra is new. All I know is we don't get new people; we get bots. So if you're new people, please come by. Forgive me for my bias, for my bigotry.
My sister painted that, and she's a filthy normie. LOL.
So I was right. That's a normie picture. I've seen it.
Fair enough. Hey, you know what? Bot, not a bot. We're all living in a simulation anyway. But
I buy it now. No. I believe it. That's a human. That's a real human.
Okay, cool.
Come on by, human being, and see. Link in the description for Craig's channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
better than mine.
Whether you're a human or a bot, it doesn't matter because what is a human when we live in a simulation? A simulation that's real, by the way.
I know. It's so stupid.
Just because it's a simulation doesn't mean it's not real.
Isn't that weird? There's a glitch in reality.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I'm getting too heavy. We were about to shut it down, and I got all heavy.
We have to, because we can't get into that heavy. Not while I've been drinking.
No, definitely not.
Wait till I get stoned, and then we'll get into that heavy. Okay.
Right.
Good night. Thank you. And please, Cellular, hit the links in the description. Guys, well, all the rest of us that have been here for 7 years, and no new people except for you, Cobra. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Good night. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking it out.
Night all.